take it back, take it back, take it back, take it back, slide, 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 you finna go live, slide, you finna go live, slide, you finna go live, slide, I like you got some skate, skates on, skates on, skate, I like you got on some 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 skate, start for the jet, let's go, pull off with you, slide ding, ride ding, there ding, moving with you, drop it with you, time about the green light, let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Kane Nation? We back in the building. Kane's Talk Live, episode 177 up in here, man. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good. Got my light on, man. Tripping. All right, everything looks good, sounds good. There you go, L&V. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we in here today talking about these Canes, baby. Woo-wee. All right, here we go. Got a little lag going on. Why am I lagging today? I don't know. But anyway, we on here, we chilling, we talking about it. Today we also doing our December giveaway. All right here on the wheel. So I got to make sure it's going right here. Let me make sure the wheel is spinning. All right, here we go. So we're doing our December giveaway for all the members that were part of the December giveaway. L&V, your cup is on the way with the skates on it for old nephew. And Brother J Blaze, I got Pop's cup coming too. So Brother J Blaze and I'm in the building. I'll do that here in a little bit. Only thing you have to do is you have to call in, all right, to receive the prize. That's all I'm asking. All right, just call in. You get to pick anything from the store that you want. I don't care if it's a hoodie, a cup, whatever. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right. So all you have to do is be a member. If you are a coordinated member, you have 3 entries. If you are a player, a coach, you have 2 entries. And if you are a player, you get 1 entry. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it right there on the deal. So I'll be doing that here in a few seconds. All right, let's get into this thing, man. Big news is Jacurri Brown is staying. I don't want to say coming back because he never left. So a lot of people always coming back to the U. Well, he never left. So Jacurri Brown, somebody say coach is lagging because old school still old school be all right. Anyway, big shout out to everybody, but Jacurri Brown is staying at the University of Miami. There were a lot of talks about him leaving or potentially leaving, going on somewhere else after the Super Bowl, after the bowl game. Come on, Hayes, tighten up. The cane juice biting. God doggone it. Hold on, let me just. There it is. All right. So that's interesting. Cam Ward, who was the big time, highly sought after transfer portal quarterback from Washington State, decided to declare to the NFL. I have not heard a lot of talks about Will Howard. So here's the question for the night. Do we look for another quarterback in the transfer portal, or do we stay with Jacurri Brown and Emory Williams? Second question, part 2 is, from my Canes fans, when I open up the phone lines here, I already got Cool from the crib back here chilling. And you know, if you are a member, you do get to skip the line on the phone lines. But I will say this. Do we build around Jacurri Brown and Emory Williams, Judd Anderson? Those are the 3 guys we have right now currently on the roster, right? Jacurri Brown, Emory Williams, who we know had the season-ending injury against Florida State on his arm. He should be fine coming back in the spring, all right? And it was his non-throwing arm, so that's as bad as it was. That's a good thing. And then we have Judd Anderson. So that's what's interesting right now. Do we go for a transfer portal quarterback? I would like to hear from you guys and what you guys want to have to say about that. Also, real quick, let's talk about a couple of transfers before I do open up the phone line. Matter of fact, let me open up now so we can start the queue. And then before I do that, I'll go ahead and I'll spin the wheel here and see what's going on. All right. Right now, currently, we have defensive linemen. 4 transfers coming in. Marley Cook is a defensive tackle from Middle Tennessee State. Zach Carpenter is the center from Indiana. Savion Riley is a safety from Vanderbilt. And C.J. Clark is a D tackle from North Carolina State. Who is currently left? And I'm about to cry, y'all. Y'all know I'm about to cry when I get to this name. Currently, Devontae Brown, the cornerback, he decided to hit the portal. I believe it was today. Maybe it was yesterday. Collins Achiampong, if I'm saying that correctly, is a defensive end, decided to hit the transfer portal. We know that was a guy who was a Michigan commit. Miami flipped him, and he came over. We all know that he was a developmental player. We can talk about some of these guys if you like as well. So sad about to say this name. I'm so sad, dog. I'm so hurt. Brashard Smith. I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Dang. Brashard Smith, wide receiver. Not sure where he's headed. Kobe Young, who is already committed to Georgia, the wide receiver. Chance Williams, defensive end. Corey Flagg. You know that bottom lip get trembling when you're mad. Corey Flagg. That's all right. Jacurri Brown is the new 11. You know why he weigh 11, right? Because he number one twice, baby. So that's the new underdog king this year. I'm just putting it out there right now. Tyler Van Dyke, of course, has left quarterback. He's committed to Wisconsin. Don Chaney committed to Louisville, the running back. Jaleel Skinner, a tight end, and I guess he's still floating in the portal. Let me do this real quickly before I take the first caller. Maybe I can get somebody to call in. Let's go ahead and let's spin this wheel and let's see what we got going. Let's see if we can get a winner for the giveaway. Let's see who's first on the wheel. Holy smokes! Omega Red and Omega. Omega be in the champagne room chilling with us. So, Omega, if you're in the building, you got to call in. Ellen, if you wouldn't mind, I think she's in here. Ellen, please put his name up so I can put him in the chat. Yeah, I think he's in here already, though. I think Omega Red is already in here. The dude just hit the jackpot for you. Man, come on, man. This dude hit, man. The dude hit the jackpot, man. Huh? So Omega Red, you got to call in. Let me know your last four so I can get you in to win. In that sense. And man, that's a big shout out, man. So hopefully I'll give him a few callers. Oh, Omega Red said I'm here. All you gotta do is call in, baby. And you pick anything in the store you like. Come on, Omega. Call on in and we'll pick anything in the store you like. Let me know the last four of your number so I can skip you. But let me go ahead with Cool from the Crib first as a way for me to call in. Cool from the Crib, what's up, baby?
What's going on, Coach?
I'm good, man. Shout out to Omega Red, man. You got to give. I'm sorry, I got one more thing. Coach all over the place. Hold on, I got to give my donor out here to Norman in the building. Where you at, Norman? I just saw it. Where you at? Coach got a bunch of stuff on. Norman says, "What's good, fam?" All right, go. All right, you got Norman right here for the $15. Says, "What's good, fam? What's going on with you, Norman, man? Aloha, my brother, all the way from Hawaii in the building." So I appreciate you, man. All right. So talk to me, Cool. What's going on?
What's going on, Coach? Man, remember how I was saying? I always thought, in my opinion, I never.
My bad. Hey, can you speak up just a little? Can you speak up just a little bit?
Can you hear me?
I got you. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. No, I was never one of those bandwagoners on the Cam Ward train or the Will Howard thing. Cause like, no, those guys, man, they're sought after all over the place. I was never on that train. I was always into, you can't keep putting a Band-Aid on a whole breach of a boat. You can't keep doing that. How long can you do that? Your program suffers. It's a quick fix. And you warned us about that before, Coach. So it's like, and I get you want to get the experienced guy. But like, no. You need to develop guys. What are people coming here for? Coming here to be the number one class? Okay, that's nice, but bro, feel better about being the number one team in the ACC.
Mhm.
Let's do that. Let's develop guys. And I'm not gonna say, and I will say that there are guys that develop. We do have to say that, you know, a first full class. You got to be honest though. Mine would go with did develop.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. He made it to the starting lineup. He was a freshman All-American,
Sure.
and so did the brother. So did Bain.
Mhm.
Bain did too, and Mark Fletcher is showing signs. So there is, you know, there is something to be had there. There's variables. There's no, you know, cut, no black and white. There's a gray area.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying is though they do need to treat the brother fairly, because it's like now you have to come to him as a last resort. Now you got to eat those words. Are y'all gonna man up and just hand the brother the keys and then say it's his job to lose until then, and just let them battle it out? Now I do think they need to bring in. They do need to bring in. Don't get me wrong. I still think they need to bring in a vet, but it don't need to be no highly touted vet. Just get one that, hey, bro, if you come and you compete and you can beat these young boys, then you earn the job. But if you can't, brother, well, you second, third screen. Okay?
Right.
But nah, let that brother run the show. And all those fans that were talking about Jacurri can't throw the ball, he was 64% completion. That, to me, looks like a guy that can throw the ball. But he can't get into a rhythm. If he gets into a 7-pass play, he gets into a 7-pass rhythm, and then you reward him with a run, pass, stay in the pocket.
Right.
Like, no. Stop playing.
I can agree with that, right? And I guess the question is, y'all remember this sign? Y'all remember this line by Jay-Z on? It was called "Song Cry," and you remember where he says, "You don't do a brother like that. I was just talking to them girls. I was gonna get right back." You remember that line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel the same way about Jacurri Brown, right? You don't do a brother like that, Coach. I know you was you was out there talking to the dudes out there, Cam Ward and Will Howard, and you got Rick Ross at Prime 112 and all that good stuff, right? I get it, but you don't do a brother like that. And then when they decide to move on, now you want to come back home, Jody. I'm just saying, like, that's how I look at it. Like,
that's true. That's true.
How do you think the young man, and believe it or not, the people that are in those helmets are human beings.
Right.
And if that's the case, then I don't know. I'm happy as a fan that Jacurri stayed. I really am. I would be so interested to be a fly on the wall in that room when they had that conversation with he and his family. I would love to know what that conversation was. I don't even have to report on that. Just me personally would.
Right.
I would love to just sit in there and hear what the conversation was between the coaching staff, the head coach, the OC, and him. Not about what happened, but about his future at Miami. That's more important than about what happened. I would love to hear what is the plan for my son, my nephew, my cousin, my grandson, whoever is over him in that sense, right? Whoever's looking out for him. I would love to hear what is the Miami Hurricane plan for him going forward. Because if they would have gotten a Cam Ward or Will Howard, they're talking about Caden Salter coming from Liberty. I know these are just speculations and whatever, but I'm just saying. I would love to hear what the plan is, because if they would have gotten those guys, is that plan different than this year's plan?
Right.
Is it a quarterback competition between he and Emory? Am I your guy? Am I not? Are you willing to develop me? Are you not? All that stuff that Shannon Dawson said when he was talking to Josh Pate about developing quarterbacks and making right reads. Am I who you were talking about? Like, those are the questions I would have loved to have heard. Now, apparently, whatever Miami said was what they wanted to hear, and that's why he's still here. And I'm glad they did that. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing up those points, man. But yeah,
I think the fan base, though, I do gotta say, I think the fan base even owes an apology. And I gotta be honest, I don't usually do this, but unfortunately, I do have to call a name. I will say this: I disagree with the initial thoughts with the likes of NMD Grant and Donald. And remember, my views are my views; they're not Coach Hayes' views. Okay.
okay,
So put it on me. But I didn't like the way how we're saying we need a quarterback. We need like as if we don't have him. And that I think that was very. I thought that was distasteful. In the manner in which they were saying and how this quarterback craze went, and even us as fans jumped on this bandwagon, not realizing how much of a sweepstakes fight we were in.
right.
You gotta be honest about that. We were acting like we were just inept at quarterback. No, it's just about a depth issue. That's all. And yes, experience is true. But bro, I mean, I just feel like I said, develop what you have, man. Surround him with weapons. Do what you need to do and tailor the offense to this man's strength.
Okay.
Stop trying to run around and like you say, put a Band-Aid. Because what did you say? Even Coach, you and me, we talked about this in the champagne room.
Mm-hmm.
They could have put Cam Ward in this same offense. Yes, he would have got protected. Yes, he would have had a better running back.
Mm-hmm.
However, but if you play that same Tyler Van Dyke offense with him, no. We're still going to have, might the production go up? Yes, of course. But then again, you still counted on the weapons that you have to provide him as well.
Right.
But we would still be going through the same offensive issues as far as play calling, game management from the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
That could severely hurt his stock. We don't know, So, it's just like give the young man a chance, man. Let him play. Surround him with weapons. And you surround the brother with what he needs as an offense and tailor it to his strength. Put plays in there to his strength and turn it loose and let him ride. Stop all that. Stop with the putting him on the short leash thing, man. We see where that's gotten.
I got you. Let me ask you real quick, man, if I push on, because I got some other callers in here. Shad 1419 says 64% isn't as good as 8 for 23. I'm sorry, cool, you tripping. What do you got to say to that?
Yeah, I am tripping. Yeah, dog. 8 for 23? You're right, Chad. But yeah, man, this fan base got to stop trying to crown somebody so easily. Like, bro, stop that. That's another thing. There's another thing. We have a sector of the fan base, and I do believe it is what Streeter said. Streeter said something seriously. Remember when we got off and we spoke with Streeter on the last?
Yeah, when he called in. Podcast. Yeah, he was at the game.
He said it best. See, brothers who are quarterbacks, they have a shorter time to develop. They got to be good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to stop that. We really need to stop that and let this brother do what. Now we can sit here and watch. What is his name? The left tackle that's not here. We don't even talk about the last left tackle, Zion Nelson. We sat there through his growing pains, being 250 pounds. And he playing left tackle. We sat there through that, but we can't sit here through this quarterback who's at least been here 2 years.
Right.
And we got to get it good. All right, Coach. I ain't even take up your time.
Nah, you good. I appreciate
best football channel ever.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother. That's cool. From the crib with a K. Going to 9462 in 1 second. Let me do a quick shout out to some members. Brian Sanon in the building. Yo, E. Brown. E. Brown said that old school interact last night was classic broadcasting. Sometimes you gotta let people know, man. Sometimes you gotta just let people know. P-Lo in the building. Shout out to the best channel on YouTube, Coach Hayes Football. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
South Coast Kane, how's everyone
Absolutely.
tonight? Again, LMV.
LMV.
Oh, LMV said, Coach Hayes Football. My sister said these skates, man, better hurry up. We waiting for the intro. I guess I was a little late. Let me see.
I understand too.
Omega Red. Oh, Omega Red, he win. I saw your thing. Here's what I want you to do, Omega Red, because I can spin it and some people may not be on here. Since you won, put in the chat who you want to give it to, but they got to be a member. So you got to pick one of the green thing, and it can't be LMV or Shad. So you can pick anybody else with a green name up there, Omega Red. Anybody who has a green name in the chat, and they're more than welcome. All right. Like I said, P-Lo in here. Birdstone, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you, brother. Let me see here. A couple more people, and then I'll push on to 9462. Just don't want to miss. Oh, God. Shad, the question of the night is, can a rhino beat a polar bear? Friends like this who need enemies, man.
That's my guy.
Sharks outfit. Where you at, man? The Sharks outfit. LSU fired the whole defensive staff. They're about to throw the bag at our DC. That would be interesting. I also think they're going to go back after Corey. Oh my God, I forget his name at Florida. They just fired him. Corey.
Yeah, I know.
I want to say Corey Raymond. I want to say Corey Flag so bad. Corey Raymond. They about to go probably because he's an LSU grad, right? He was there at LSU prior to, so they may go back and get him. I don't know. You think they may get Guidry? That might be a good question. I hope not. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave our people alone. Joe Mose, what's up? J Mose, excuse me, 2388 at QB. Yes, they should. I'm just trying to give shout out to the people in the building that are members. Third Degree 7, what's up with you, man? What's going on? Let me see. Lakers all day. He said gonna call in. Call on in, man. Call on in. All right. Let me get to the next caller here. Cool. I appreciate it, man. Let's get this thing rocking. Am I still lagging? Y'all said I was lagging. It looked good on my side. So y'all let me know if I'm lagging. Omega Red. Nah, you can't. He ain't a member. He the member of the Tooth Loss Club. So Omega Red, pick somebody in green. I don't care who you pick. They just got to call in for it. That's it. I appreciate it. All right, let me go ahead over here to the next caller here, 9462. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, hello, Coach.
How are you? Who am I?
Norman.
This is Norman. I already knew it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Norman.
Hi. Yeah. Happy New Year to you and the rest of your fan base.
Thank you, Norman. Happy New Year to you too, man. How are you, man?
I'm good. I kind of agree along the lines of the first caller.
Okay.
And it goes back to having guys who come in for just 1 year. In the case of Cam Ward, when 2024 is done with, Mario has to do the same thing for the following season. And if you want to bring in top tier recruiting classes and you want them to stay 3-4 years, you can't have guys just in for 1 year.
Right.
Because then it becomes a setback. And we saw the setbacks against Rutgers when our defensive line got pushed around.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see why Mario brought in 9 defensive linemen in his recruiting class and 2 more guys from the portal.
Okay.
And that explains why you cannot rely solely on the transfer portal.
Okay.
I mean, if you bring in guys for 2024 from the portal and they help you win the conference championship, great. But then what do you do the following year?
So here's what I'll say, Norman. To your point, you are 1,000% correct. And I've always said the transfer portal does create a revolving door system. Here's where the problem lies. Even if you bring guys in from high school, they can walk out the door too. And so I've come to the realization, Norman, check me out. I've come to the realization that is really a no-win situation. Yes, you would like for. Here's a perfect example. That's not a perfect example. Never mind. I, I, I would like for incoming freshmen, high school players that come in, they can walk out after a year. So even if you start to
Right.
develop them,
Yeah.
or you know, because this is a results business, right? This is a results-based business. And
Sure.
what you're talking about is exactly what happened at Michigan State with Mel Tucker. Not the phone call, but his first year with the transfers. He had that phenomenal year. Well, it was 2 seasons ago. And then it just dropped off. So you're constantly chasing your tail, like a dog chasing his tail. It's never ending. So what you're saying is correct. I think the only thing I think coaches are looking at is that these high school players don't have to stay either. So these high school players come in and want all this money, NIL, I want this, they're negotiating that. They come in and get the bag, but they're not truly physically prepared for the game at this level, right? Not all of them. You may get one or
Right.
two.
Right. Yeah.
But in their mind, they're like, I ain't playing. I'm out of here. Well, even if they do go somewhere else, what is it? They actually have a year on that college, in college football. So when they go to another place, perfect example, now I'm gonna just say it, Brashard Smith. Still think he got done wrong, but let's just take Brashard Smith right now. Brashard Smith was what, year 2. So wherever he decides to go, he's a third-year college player now. He's bigger, faster, stronger. I guarantee he learned some stuff from coaching, but he just went and made another team better.
Yeah.
And I'm only using him as an example, not his situation, but a player that's been here 2 years and now is gone, right? Hell, you bring in Kobe Young. You bring him in. He comes and then dips. So it's like you're almost between a rock and a hard place as a coach of how to attack this thing, man. And it's really tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, really is, man.
And you talked about high school or I guess true freshmen coming and they can leave after a year.
Mhm.
Well, LSU just lost a 5-star offensive lineman,
Yeah.
and he was a 2023, or he was actually a 2024 recruit, and it was just amazing what happens.
Really? A 24? When did he come to LSU? Last year? He was on the team last year?
No, I think he was part of the recruiting class, the early signing period. His last name was Hurd.
I got to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar. I know a lot came in regards to that, but I'm not really sure. But anyway, let me push forward. Let me go ahead, Norman.
Okay.
Man.
Well, you
Happy
have
New
a
Year
great
to you.
day, sir.
Man, thank you again for the dono, man. I'm looking forward to a great 2024. Kane's gonna do some big and great things, man. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this deal, man.
Okay. Well, you have a great one.
You too. Thanks, brother. All
Bye-bye.
right, man. As Norman, all the way from Hawaii, man. Aloha, my brother. Did I do that right? What do they call it? A shaka? I think they call it a shaka. All right. Let me get to the next call. Omega Red, real quick. You said Ray, but I don't know if Ray is in the building. So if Ray don't call in by the time the end of the next caller, you got to pick somebody else, dog. Huh? Or I got to go spin the wheel again. All right. Let me go to the next one in line. Shad right here is a member. Shad. And no, this ain't no sticker on my shirt, Shad. Look, ain't no sticker. Stop it.
I mean, you got some super glue on it. Coach, did you know that Norman and Chico were neighbors? Did he tell you that?
I didn't know.
Okay. No, because I got a question to ask. In the grand scheme of things,
Okay.
Mario Cristobal has 10 years, 10-year deal. So, do you feel like that it's imperative that we win 10 or more games next year? And the reason I'm asking you this question is because that's the pushback that people are giving in terms of the Jacurri situation, where it's like, oh, well, we don't need to put the hands of Mario's third season in Jacurri's hands. We need to win so big. But I'm like, if the man got 10 years, we've burnt year 1 and 2. What's gonna hurt for a third year? Well, I mean, what's really gonna hurt?
So,
Give Jacurri.
I'll answer
Here's the
this.
start.
I'll answer this. If we would have gotten Cam Ward, I would have been a 10-win season guy. I would say that. With Jacurri Brown, we minimum should have 8. I have to. That's where I'm looking at it, and I know I don't like to do that. I like to wait till the spring game, but I have seen Jacurri play. I think I can kind of feel out his potential. Pause, I guess. But
Oh wow, that's crazy that you said that.
what, that I could fill out his potential?
Yo,
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
yo, Coach, you tweaking right now. The cage you must be biting.
Cane juice don't make me out like that. This ain't no P. Diddy party. Take that. But anyway, what I was saying was, we should at minimum have 8 next year. Minimum have 8. And so I say all that. To say, I hear where you're coming from, but I also think even with the 10-year contract, I still think Coach Cristobal may be feeling some pressure. And the pressure is coming because he's an $80 million dude. The pressure is coming because his whole thing was turn the program around, change the culture. And now in year 3, you can't say you've actually got rid of all the guys that were quote unquote Manny's guys. You've gotten rid of those dudes. You kept what you thought was good out of the Manny crop, because if you didn't, then that's on you. And then second or third is you should be more than 500. We're a hair higher than 500 right now. We're 6-7, dog. 6-7. And if you look at his 2 seasons here, he's 500, right? What's 5-7 is 7-5, 500. Actually less. Technically, he's less than 500. Am I right? Am I right about that or wrong? Somebody do the math. God dang it. 7-5 and 7-6. No, I'm sorry. 5-7, 7-6. He's less than 500 right now.
He's 12 and 13.
12 and 13. He's less than 500 right now. For an $80 million dude. Just think about that. An $80 million dude. You're going into year 3 and you are less than 500. Yeah, you could tell me all you want to tell me about what he had to fix. You could tell me about all the things he had to blah, blah, blah. You could tell, but at the end of the day, after year 2, with the schedule that we had, we didn't have a hard schedule like that. He is still on par for what he has been. If you look at his overall career, what is his overall career? Kind of around there. If you look at all his wins,
74 and 73.
74 and 73. So that's 500, though.
Yeah.
So he's actually showing you right now he's still on par to be a 500 coach making $80 million. What other $8 million a year dude is a 500 coach out there in the league in the thing right now?
Nobody.
And that's the problem. If you really look at it, somebody can go out there on the internet. Show me a coach that's making $8 million a year. That's 500 record overall. You know, not the first year or whatever, but just overall. Nobody else is getting those kind of looks. And so I think he's feeling the pressure, Shay. Like he's feeling the pressure of, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, it's time to make. I gotta make some moves. You know what I mean?
I'm just playing devil's advocate because I've noticed a change within some people within the fan base because year 1, 5 and 7, it was like, oh well, he got 10 years. I'm not gonna judge him until he gets 4 full recruiting classes on campus. Now you go 7 and 6, and now it's like they've switched, and now it's like, oh, this is a must-win year. And I'm like, well, you just said you weren't gonna judge him until you get 4 recruiting classes. So why is it must-win for you?
Well, because
unless you are having doubts in your mind.
well, because you know why,
it's
Shad?
like
It sounds good. It sounds good at the beginning, right? When you first start out, oh, I'm gonna give him 4 or 5 years. But then as it goes on, you know, ain't nobody patient. You can't nobody sit still. Nah, I need this right now. I think I think he understands and he feels the pressure, regardless of the 10 years, and he knows he's safe at least for another 3-4 years from a buyout. I believe he feels safe in his job security for the next, say, 3 years. That'd be 6 years 5 years in his contract. 4 years would be 6 years into his contract. By that time, he definitely knows he needs to make some moves. That's just my opinion, because he knows the buyout is probably so steep. And again, I don't claim to be a guy that's reading contracts and knows what the buyout is and what the clauses are. Well, in 2027, if he has a full beard, then they have to pay him half his money. I don't get into all that. You understand? But that's just how I feel about it. But
now what were the questions? Because I want to be respectful and answer the questions. What were the questions again?
I don't even remember. I can't even lie to you. You talked about my shirt so bad, it made me forget.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. What are the questions? Something about Jacurri. Oh, I don't remember. Something about Jacurri Brown being there, not being there. Something to that effect.
Oh. Well, you talking about him potentially sitting again? Was it something like that?
I don't know. I'll ask you a new question. What do you think the plan is for Jacurri going forward? Let's just ask that. Let's start a new question.
That was the question.
Oh, was it?
One question. Honestly, I think since the big money transfers are off the table, they may be off the table. The 1.5, $2 million guys, they're off the table. So I think the plan now is if you bring, which I mean, you have to bring in a quarterback. You just have to. I think.
But as a starter, or as a backup guy?
No, because you're not paying $1 million. At least I don't think any of the guys that are entering the portal now, unless a guy like Connor Wigman jumps in, then maybe him. But I don't think you're paying the guy from James Madison $1.5 million. You saw him go to the P5 level, and he wasn't ready for that. And then, he goes to James Madison, and which, I mean, that could be helpful. And then I don't think the guy from Liberty is that either. But what I will say is that I think the plan should be a true competition this year in the off season. I know Canes Fest rubbed a lot of people will put kind of people in the wrong space because it didn't really highlight the things that Jacurri could do. And so I think in the spring, it should be an opportunity to do that. Now, my only pushback to that, or my only issue with that is whether or not Shannon Dawson, like you stated multiple times, what playbook would Shannon Dawson allow for Jacurri to operate in? Because if you're going to say, look, I'm only going to run the playbook that may fit Judd, Emory, and a potential portal quarterback, then that doesn't help Jacurri. So to me, it's going to come down to offensive coordinator flexibility. But the future for Jacurri, in my opinion, the plan needs to be when springtime rolls around, I think it should be QB1.
Well, we'll find. Yeah, we'll find out.
For him to fight for that particular job.
All right. Well, we'll definitely.
I think the performance he played against Rutgers, I think it was good enough to at least warrant that. Now, if he loses in the spring, so be it. It's competition. But
all right,
that's just my thought.
I like it. All right, sure enough. Appreciate you, Shad, as always, man. Y'all go check out Shad1419. He got a YouTube channel. Y'all, let's blow that thing up, man. Get my dog rolling, man.
Hey, Can I say something before I get off the phone?
Sure, Chad.
Hey, Kyle.
You know, friends like this who need enemies, man. You know. If you're gonna say it, dog, you can put a little bass in your voice, dog. You can't be listen, dog. You can't be, come on, man. You notice that dude ain't never called back no more. Huh? What they call him? Joe Toes? He ain't never called back up in here no more. You understand me? Anyway, 0782. 0782. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's up, Coach Hayes? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Who am I speaking to?
This is Lakers all day, man.
Oh, Lakers. What's up, baby? Talk to me. Happy New Year to you, man.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you, man. You too, man. Hey, man, you know, man, this is a great thing that, you know what I'm saying, Jacurri Brown is staying in Miami because now he can be QB1 and now we can show them what a real QB can do. He just needs, I feel like he just needs like an OC that knows, you know what I'm saying, that can put him in the right position to win. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like Dawson, he's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he been going back and forth with Emery and TVD. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs somebody that's gonna develop him and that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, like, he can, like, learn from and, like, just show him how to be a real quarterback.
So here's my,
and then, like, once he,
yeah, but I was saying, here's my question. I hear what you're saying, but it also sounds like you're saying we need a new OC. Am I hearing that correctly?
I am saying that. Yes, you're right. You're
okay.
right about that.
I don't think we're going to get one. So now, I hear your argument. I understand, but I don't think we're going to get one. So if we're not going to get one, how does Jacurri move forward then? If this is who we have, Shannon Dawson, we have Jacurri. Your argument is Jacurri is cool. We need a new OC. I don't think a new OC is going to happen. So how do you, Lakers all day, deal with Shannon Dawson in the place and Jacurri in the place?
Okay, if I was Jacurri, I'll go to Shannon Dawson. I'll be able to look. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the plays that you know what I'm saying, I like to run, you know what I'm saying? And can you help me get better at being a quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes? You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to go to the OC and tell him, like, you know what I'm saying, like, what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And, like, saying, like, and he can, you know what I'm saying, and both of them can, like, help each other out. That's the only way, because, you know what I'm saying, like, if the coach just like let Jacurri do his thing, then it's not going to work out like how he wants to. So let them merge together, you know what I'm saying? Go be in the film room together, you know what I'm saying? Like, be in the film room all the way to week 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that type of bond, because, you know what I'm saying, having that bond with the OC and the quarterback, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Just like having the bond with the wide receivers, the O-line with the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that, because if you want to win the championship, you have to have that bond with the OC.
Okay. Listen, I hear you guys. What I'm a little sad is the fact that Jacurri got to go to the OC to say what plays you like, instead of the OC going to the player and say, hey, well, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying that I would really hope it's the other way around. Excuse me. Okay, just biting.
Like, you're like, maybe it should be like, maybe the coach should do that too. But what if the coach don't do that? You know what I'm saying? What if, like, the coach didn't really do that with TVD? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was TVD that told. But, you know, I feel like maybe it's the quarterback needs to go to the OC, or maybe it should be both of them, like coming together and just try to, you know what I'm saying, win. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm getting tired of us losing. You know what I'm saying?
Too,
We've
brother.
been in the freaking what's that bowl? The freaking pinstripe bowl for like 2 years now.
Pinstripe bowl.
I want to go to the Rose Bowl, bro.
I want to go
to the Rose Bowl. I want to go to National Championship.
Hey, I want to go to a bowl. I want to go to a bowl where ain't no other games being played but ours. How about that?
Thank you, bro. Like,
I'll say it like that. I want to go to a bowl game when we the only thing on TV. I don't want to go to a bowl game and it's Miami Hurricanes versus whoever, Liberty versus this school, Sidewalk University versus Concrete Building. I want to be on the bowl game where we the only one. Like, we got a time slot. And then when that bowl game over, there's another time slot, and like that. That's what I feel like, man, Lakers. But man, let me push on because I got a lot of people in here.
You, Coach. Hey, Coach, hold up, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Earl Little is in the transfer portal, so do you think that we should go get him?
I would, especially if you lost Brown. He a hometown kid, the daddy from the crib, and played at the crib. Why not? I mean, we were recruiting him, so why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I'll say this: why not? Most definitely, I would definitely go after him.
Yeah, I feel like we should need to go do that. Maybe he can be like a porter for us. Maybe he can come here. You know what I'm saying, and be like a top corner for us. You never know.
He can play.
Just take a chance.
But he can play.
Yeah,
he can play.
You sure
right?
can?
So my thing is, let it ride. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Laker, man. Call in some more, man. I love your takes on stuff, man.
I will, Coach. Have a good one.
Thanks, brother. All right, real quick. That was a great call right there. Let me go to the next call. Who I got? E. Brown, I'm coming to you. I know you're a member, but I like E. Brown to hold on a little bit. So if you want to hang up, I like E. Brown to be kind of last because I think me and him got to box out a little bit. 6387 coming to you. 6387. Call or talk to us. Give us your name.
What up, man? Happy Wednesday. What up, Coach Hayes, man? Good evening, God. This is going to take a while, man. Happy Wednesday, brother. This is J-Love. Man.
Hold up, J-Love. Hold up, J-Love.
You know,
J-Love, because I know you want to battle, right? And I know you want.
Hold
on. I know you want to battle, so let me go and get you set up, right?
I want to battle. I said, hey, yo!
All right, J-Love T. Y'all don't care about the 2-minute thing. I tried to see if y'all was good for the 2024.
Listen.
Y'all don't care about that. So, J-Love, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Martin Luther King coming around the corner. Martin Luther King Day. Now, let's get it on. Let's go, man. I'm tired of this. Let's go.
Don't forget about Kwanzaa.
Listen, Hanukkah, and all that other stuff.
For the people saying, man, we don't need a portal quarterback. Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Okay, so now, for the people saying that we don't need more guys from the portal.
Hold up.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Now, for the people saying that Mario should be given 4 to 10 years to win 10 games when he got a ready-made roster and he made his additions, now people want to backtrack. I'm not talking about you, hey. I'm talking about the Mario Cristobal lovers. Now they're talking about, well, he needs 4 recruiting classes. Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Listen, man, I'm not playing with y'all. First things first.
Hold up, before you get started, can I say this? Hold up, J-Love, before you get started, you the first dude call in with your own ad lib butt. So shout to you, dog. All right, you was ready to battle. Talk to me. All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
And for you people saying that, Shannon Dawson is perfect, he doesn't need any help. Listen, man, I don't want to hear it. Get him some help. I don't care if we got to get Perkins from FAU. I don't care if he needs an assistant. I don't care if he needs Coach Hayes, the good, bad, and the ugly, every Monday and Tuesday. He needs help. And for this quarterback situation, I see a lot of people are sugarcoating it. I swear. Oh, my gosh. I told y'all. Offer Cedric Bailey. We told him that since when? Since when? Hey, since August, right? Since August. Now look at us now. And I don't know how we let one person, Cam Ward, hold us hostage like that.
You want to know why?
Shannon Dawson,
hold on. Do you want to know why he held us hostage? You want
to? Price is not today's price.
That's why.
That's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket, Hayes. That's why we have this show. If Shannon Dawson is who he is, he should have had a list of 5 and make the best of it at the end of the day, right? If he just play calling guru, right? Mario Cristobal is the best offensive line coach in the country, right? So how do we let Will Howard go out the door? How do we let Cedric Bailey go to North Carolina State? How you don't bring in 2 quarterbacks the recruiting class. We ended up with Judd Anderson. Shout out to Judd Anderson, by the way. He had a huge bounce back after transferring high schools. Now look at us now. Look at us now. And I swear, if another Kings fan tell me that waiting on Cam Ward, hold on, Hayes. I got one more. If another Kings fan tell me waiting for Cam Ward was worth it. Oh shit! Say it again. Say that. That's it. I don't want to listen, man. I'm dead serious, bro. We in trouble. But either way, Mario Cristobal, the Cuban boss.
El Jefe. See.
Listen, this is gonna be my hold on. Say with me. After I say with me. All right, Hayes?
I got you, baby.
PH10.
PH10.
The number 10 conversion king.
The number 10 conversion king.
My future child 10.
10.
Your favorite color. What's your favorite color?
Orange and green.
Follow the game, now. No. 10. It's 10. What's 10. Your favorite food?
10.
Okay, well, what's your uncle's name?
10.
What's your favorite Hurricanes all-time number?
10.
Favorite soccer player, all the best soccer players in the world. What's the number they have to wear to show that they're the king of the field?
10.
Mario, you better get me those 10 wins. I don't want no ifs, no ands, no buts, no recruiting years, contract. You make it in here? Yes, I'm talking watching.
10 years. 10 years.
It's public. It's public record. 10.
10 years.
10. No. 10. Oh, yeah, 10 years. Yes. Oh, it went with it. There you go.
It's going to take him 10 years.
I want those 10 wins.
It's going to take him 10 years.
He won't be a 10. I'll fly 2 planes. No, I'll fly 10 planes over Hostile Stadium if you don't get those 10 wins next year. Get it. Last but not least, I want to hit this subject because this is a very touchy subject for your boy. I know my time is almost up, but I got to point this out.
It's been up, but go ahead.
Put a lot of Kings fans.
I
got to put a lot of Kings fans in their place. A lot of Kings fans were saying, well, how do we let Michael Penix of 3? Listen, man. The way I treated our quarterbacks for the past 10, 15 years, Penix would have hit the portal 4 or 5 years ago. When you see these quarterbacks, this is what happens when you develop a QB and you stand behind them. We had something similar. Kelsey, y'all ran him out of town. Malik Rozier was 9-0, and everybody turned against him when it barely wasn't even his fault. When we look at it to today, hopefully he can get hired. That's a quick clue. I didn't listen to the Cedric Bailey. I should listen to the hiring process. But you see what happened when you stand behind your QB, especially your black quarterback? And I'm out. Sorry, Miss Wilcox, I had to steal that from you. And last but not least.
What's going on, dog?
Last but not least, dog. No. I got to put this out there, bro. If Jacurri Ford was the only option, the only viable option, and Shannon Dawson couldn't look at any other quarter and say, man, I could have made this work. And I'm out.
I don't even know what just happened right now. I think J Love T came in and just took over the show. He got his own sound effects. He got Pinky in the back. Say it one more time. I lost that battle, y'all. I got 3-0. I got 3-0 right there. Don DeMarco I just got 3-0. Whew. All right. 45 63. I know who this is. This is a member in the building. Talk to us, baby. What's up?
In the world am I supposed to follow Shad the Great, Lakers all day, and then J Love? What? How can I follow that?
Hey, all I can do is tell you, try your best, bro. That's the only thing I can tell you. Try your best.
This is going to be the letdown probably because I can't compete with those three. Nah, man. I'm doing good. But I guess I kind of echo what all of them said. Unlike Shad, who was too busy making fun of your wardrobe, because he was out at Glamour Shots getting him a little photo for his little picture there. I was paying attention, and the question was about do we need another portal quarterback? Yeah. I mean, if they want to get somebody to help mentor a locker room guy for Jacurri, just to kind of help him through his transition. But I think Jacurri is going to be just fine. But I think a lot of the responsibility is going to fall on Shannon. Shannon's going to have to become a coordinator. I don't think it's up to Jacurri to come to the teacher and say, "Hey, can you teach me this?" When the teacher should be saying, "Hey, Jacurri, come here, let me teach you something." You see what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. Now, if Dawson is trying to, if Dawson's trying to teach Jacurri something, and say Jacurri's having a rough time trying to pick it up, well, then that's where one of those locker room veteran mentors could come and say, "Hey, let me help you out, Jacurri. Let me help you out." You see what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. I really don't. I don't really think that getting one of these big names. I mean, you got Megamind at Liberty and that dude, that James Madison and stuff. I really think Jacurri just needs support because he's getting into the flow of things just to help his transition be easier. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's really all I think about it, but again, even if no portal quarterback comes in, I think Jacurri man enough to handle business. He's talented enough. He's a good kid. He's smart. He'll be all right. But I think a lot of the responsibility is going to probably fall on Shannon. This is where Shannon needs to be a coordinator if he is allowed to be Mario. You say.
I agree with that. No, I'm here. I was thinking for a second. I agree with you. I was just trying to make sure I have my words right. The problem, like I said, here's where I've had two issues, and I'm trying to get a better understanding, bro.
Right.
When we saw Jacurri in the spring game, the consensus, I don't want to say consensus, a lot of people, I got to be careful because I never said that. The problem is, when we saw him do limited things, everybody says, that doggone it. A lot of people said, well, we're just saving him for the season. I hate these kind of excuses.
Right.
Now, he didn't play this year. Fine. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Water under the bridge. He comes in to the bowl game, and I still feel in my heart of hearts that he had a 2-page playbook or a 1-page playbook.
If that.
A 1-page playbook.
Yeah.
Right. We did not see, and I may be as wrong as the day is long, but we did not see a full-fledged arsenal of Jacurri Brown. Now, I'm not putting blame. I'm not putting blame on Shannon Dawson for that. I'm not putting blame on Jacurri Brown for that. But somebody has to be blamed. Now, here's why I say that. Hold on. Here's why I say that.
Yeah.
Some people say, "Oh, well, Jacurri Brown don't know the plays." Get that crap out of here.
Give
I
him a
don't
slap.
believe in that. I do not believe in that. Now, I'm not saying he should be in trigonometry of quarterback play right now or calculus of quarterback play. But what we saw in that bowl game was 4-function math. Add, multiply, subtract, divide. Basic math. I at least want to see some algebra, some geometry. I want to see some mid-level quarterback stuff. What we saw out of him. Now, let me explain why I say what I say. I said that because there's one or two things that didn't happen. Either Coach Dawson did not want to push the limits with the young man, or two, I don't believe in that whole theory of we're hiding him for next year. Man, get that crap out of here. It's a bowl game. Let's see what we got. It's a glorified postseason, scrimmage at this point.
Exactly.
It's not the bowl. It's not the bowl game that's going to the Natty. We're talking about after you play this is done. And the second part people gonna argue is, well, Coach, how do you know he doesn't know? Well, here's why I say that. As a coach, it is your job to get these guys prepared. As a coach, you have to foresee things. That's part of why you get paid as a coach. You have to be able to foresee incidents before they happen, and that comes through experience. That comes through experience. You have to understand the ramifications of the decisions that you make or the ones you don't make. And I say all that to say this. Shout out to Brother Jay Blaze, who sent this to me. I'm trying to see if this is the right clip. It is Mike Tomlin, I believe, who has never or maybe had
as a leader,
who has never or had one losing season in 17 years at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think he's had a winning season every year, Coach.
Maybe. I may be wrong. But I know it was either just one or none. I know that. Can't use biting. Let me know if you guys can hear this. This is him on the Pivot Podcast talking. And he's talking about coaches being lazy. I'm not accusing our coaches of this. I'm just speaking in general about the coaching profession. Let me know if you guys can hear this with a thumbs up in the chat, please.
how do I wear that responsibility? How do I create that? How do I create an atmosphere where that happens? I got to be vulnerable. I got to be open. I got to be open to intimacy. I can help these dudes with every aspect of their life, football and otherwise. I got to let them see me, my successes, my failures, everything. Like that's the only way.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Right.
As a leader, how do I wear that responsibility?
That's one piece. That's not all I want. I'm trying to find other play.
How do you deal with pain?
Get out of here. Ain't nobody ask you what you're dealing with. Somebody trying to get on here for free. You got to pay for that. But there's a piece in here. He's talking about coaching, and he's talking about players that can't learn, and coaches that cop out for players that can't learn. And that right there was huge. That's a part of what I wanted to play. But to me, that's huge right there, dog. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I can find the right thing. And somebody just texted me. Shout out to them. They said he's never had a losing season. So shout out to the Steeler fan right there. Thank you. And I've heard this before. But I want y'all to hear this if you haven't heard it, and I don't want to screw up through y'all listening to it. I thought somebody would have had a sound bite of it. I don't know. I can't find it right now. But there's a sound bite of him talking about that. But anyhow, he's talking about, and I'll cue it up for next time. He's talking about there's no such thing as players can't learn. That's your job. That's your job. Right. You're getting paid $300,000 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Give me $300,000. I'll line up pencils and pens out there. If it take pencils and pens for you to learn how to learn, then guess what? Pencils and pens it is. If I got to line up soda bottles, never.
Man, if I was making that kind of money, I would have Coaching for Dummies memorized. I mean, whatever it takes, we're gonna make it happen. You know, whatever you got to do, because it. But yeah, you're right. It's either laziness or just plain arrogance. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, everybody's different, man.
Yeah,
Everybody's
and I'll say this, like I said, I'll say this, that is something that in coaching, it's just like teaching. I don't believe in a classroom a kid can't learn. I don't believe that. Now, a kid may be sitting in your algebra class and he can't learn algebra, but that is because he was never taught the prerequisites of fourth function math. So yeah, he may not be able to learn algebra today.
Exactly.
But if I have to go back and teach, then that's what I have to do, especially in football.
Right.
There are a lot of kids that come. I have to be honest now. I'll be very honest. I don't want to put all this on college coaching. There are a lot of high school coaches that do an excellent job in coaching and teaching. But there are also a lot of high school coaches that don't. They let their kids' athleticism and they jump around. Boy, yeah, I'm the coach. Yeah. And the kids are just playing off athleticism.
Right.
And so when they go into college, they are behind the 8 ball. I've heard stories of NFL players that don't know coverages and don't know this. They just play man. So all of that's across the board. But I would never, ever use the excuse that, oh, he's not playing because he don't know the plays. I told y'all my story about the dude with the face mask, but I can go back through that 100 times. But South Coast, man, I appreciate you, man. Let me push on here.
Hey, I appreciate the fellowship time, Coach. And one quick thing. Talk with Miss Ellen, talking about my alleged sources. It's all a joke, Ellen. I kind of started on Twitter this morning. I told Shad I was going to get some people excited and say that, you know, according to my sources here, I haven't heard of Lance Guidry being on any list in Baton Rouge. But it's all a joke. It's just a joke. Having fun.
Oh, you don't want to get on Miss Ellen bad side.
No. But I mean, you know how everybody they have a source, you know. But I was just being funny. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm excited to hear somebody else talk, and you take care of yourself, Coach.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. We got a lot more coming in 2024.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, here it is right here. I found it. All right. I think I found it. I hope I don't get copyright for this. So shout out to the Pivot Podcast for this vocal. But I want to play this before I get to I got Jordan on here and I have E. Brown. I want to play this piece right here for you guys, and this is what he's talking about. This was Mike Tomlin. I'm just gonna play the audio. Hopefully they don't copyright me, but if they do, then it is what it is. But before I do that, I'm sorry, I got to give love. Chris E. right here for the 1999. He says, at Coach Hayes, I guess Miami couldn't pay their way to get Cam Ward. They saw Mario play calling that bowl game and took their chance at NFL draft before Mario tanks it. All right, thanks, Chris E. I appreciate it for the 1999. Maybe that was his case. I don't know. But I want to play this. This is Mike Tomlin talking about coaching. And I found it. Here it is. Let me know in the thumbs up if you guys can hear it.
I like to fight the daily struggle of managing both components of what it is that we do.
That's what makes you great.
I hope so.
It does, because you have to micromanage a lot of men, a lot of kids, a lot of guys that will come in here that you're depending on to help your team.
I'm gonna cut you off because I laugh at that all the time. Management, right?
Listen.
Like, that's what the hell we paid to do. Mm-hmm. We put together strategy relative to those that we compete against. We try to bring out the best in the collective, right? And in an effort to do so, we better manage the collective and the individuals within the collective. I love to hear coaches resist the responsibility of coaching.
What'd you say, Coach? What'd you just say, Coach?
I love coaches that resist the responsibility of coaches, that talk negatively about a dude that can't learn and blah. Man, if everybody could learn, we need less coaches.
Yeah, that's real.
Right? If the group didn't need management, then we wouldn't make as much.
Yep.
I love reading draft evals and somebody's talking about anything other than pedigree, talking about how poor somebody's hand usage is. Well, that's coaching. I don't run away from coaching. I run to coaching.
Love it.
It all is in line with that not seeking comfort. Because when you're a coach that's talking about somebody can't learn, you're seeking comfort because your teaching is struggling.
Wow. Hold up.
Point where
rewind selector.
I do have a talent.
Hold up. Rewind selector. Listen to what he just said. That's pivotal right there. Oh my God. And I'm gonna get off of this. Somebody done broke the rewind button. Now they want to play an ad. God dang on. He said you talking about that because your coaching is lacking. What is happening? Come on, man. Hey, the devil know we working right now, huh? Because now it ain't working. When you try to go back and get the high point, now it's buffering, huh? Huh? I'm coming to y'all. I'm sorry, fellas. But I want to hear that one more time. Come on, man. Now it's buffering. Ain't buffered all night. Ain't buffered all night. Here we go. Let's see if we got it. This ain't even a premium deal. It's just buffering. I play again. I'm telling you, the devil a real thing, man.
For real. Coaches like to think we listen. Coaches don't listen. They wait for dudes' mouths to stop moving people. But is it a talent? It's not. You're seeking comfort because you're not seeking
Here
comfort.
we go.
Because when you're a coach that's talking about somebody can't learn, you're seeking comfort because your teaching is struggling.
To that point where you see.
Cut it off. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. All right, Jordan, what's up with you, man?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing, man?
Good, man. We got Jordan Futch on the line, man. Miami Hurricane alum, linebacker. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Listen, when I tell you I love this topic because it doesn't get said enough. So I really, really appreciate you letting me come on, Coach, and let's talk a little bit. So, I look at JB, and I'm seeing a lot of, myself in that situation where you done sat down, you're more talented than guys in front of you. You got to look at his frame, his body, everything that he got going on.
Mm-hmm.
See how he can sling the rock. And but it is a coaching thing. And I'll just tell a little bit of personal story, bring y'all in. So obviously I'm 17 when I get to the U, right? Just come from Chaminade, come from Premier program. But I'm not playing. We played a 3-4 in high school. So we, going to Miami, you see a 4-3. If you know coaching, you're going to know it looks completely different than seeing that triangle from the linebacker position and how everything looks.
That's
right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get there, obviously I was supposed to get there early, didn't get there in time. So Sean beat me there. But now let me tell you,
Sean Spence.
I got to lay my hat, bro. Sean Spence is one of the greatest people, players, everything you see. Like when I got to really learn the game, really came from Sean, where it really should have been coming from Coach Barrow. And see, the thing with Coach Barrow, you had Sharpton, you had Colin McCarthy right in front, you had Glenn Cook that was there, came from Chaminade as well, and then you had obviously me coming up, and then you had Arthur Brown too. So you got me and Arthur Brown who can go. We can play. We be at practice just making plays on the ball all the time with no issue. But when you got these other guys, they start playing the politics. And so for a coach, it was easier to put Sean in because Sean was able to pick up the system. It was the same system they ran at Northwestern. It wasn't no different for Sean. For me and Arthur Brown, if you go back and look at high school tape, I know I'm throwing people back in time a little bit, but I'm playing off the ball most of the time, or I'm playing in on the line at a will linebacker. So it's just the game looks different, and the game is moving fast. So when you get there, you expect to be coaching. You need a lot more. We needed more time that Sean didn't need, but we didn't get that, right? So Coach was like, I had to prioritize, Colin and these other guys that are starters, but the development phase is what we needed, right? Which is those extra can drills, that extra time in the lab, the extra time coming to watch film. And yeah, it's on us to mature, but again, I'm 17 years old coming in, trying to learn this playbook. It's not an issue with learning. Got a 3.8 GPA. I'm not having issues learning.
Right.
It's just a matter of the time that you want to put in. And so for me and Coach Barrow, and here's the other piece that people don't know about. Me and Coach Barrow had a falling out. We played the first game. I think we played like Charleston Southern. and me and every other freshman played except for me and Arthur. Now, mind you, Arthur came to my house, right? Coach Barrow came to the house, brought Arthur with him, and there was recruiting. I was helping recruit most of the guys you saw on the team. So I'm putting in all this work, and you got this connection. And so when we started playing, I was like, man, Coach, what's up? Like, you know, there would be no explanation of like why you're not playing, but it's like, oh, we just gonna play the best players. Well, on the field and on the tape, we making all the plays, but you can't put that type of pressure on Colin, right? You can't put that type of pressure. I'm not saying we was better than Sharpton. We needed to be playing at that point, but we was worth getting the reps.
Mhm.
And so Coach didn't play us until the last 2 minutes of the game at Charleston Southern. I mean, if you look at the tape, y'all go back and watch the tape. Arthur Brown now every play against Charleston Southern. I mean, my high school team could have beat them boys. They was trash. But the point is, after that, right? So mind you, my mom is good friends with Coach Shannon. So she called like, hey, every other freshman played, but Arthur and Jordan ain't played to the very end. Like, what if Colin and these boys got hurt? Never do that, by the way. She shouldn't have did that. She was, thinking she calling her homeboy. It wasn't like that.
Right.
And so Coach Shannon had a conversation with Coach Barrow. The next day when we came into the meeting room,
it was ugly.
Crazy. I ain't never told this story to nobody.
It was ugly.
Y'all hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. It was ugly.
Ugly. Listen. So Coach Shannon had a conversation with Coach Barrow, and now he talking like, hey, let's get it up in the room. This ain't high school no more. Your parents ain't gonna call, get you clock or whatever. And so looking down real crazy. And so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I got out of character and I kind of snapped and was like, the only reason you being cool with Arthur is because you trying to get Bryce, right? Like you ain't fooling nobody. And so I checked, like we had words in that meeting room. And so I knew from that point on, right, it was ugly. I wasn't gonna really get no clock and no burn. And Arthur was like, from that point, it kind of messed the relationship with him and Arthur too, because Arthur started seeing things a little bit different. Like you kind of politicking. And so we went to the scout team. And true story, y'all, I went to the scout team. Coach Shannon pulled me out to the side, said, look, you got all the skills, all the intangibles. I'm gonna work with you. Coach Randy Shannon, right, got me straight. So while I was on scout team, Coach Shannon was teaching me the game, right? He was like, just buy in all the way here. So Coach Barrow was trying to burn my red shirt. He was telling me to transfer, all this extra stuff. And Coach Shannon was showing love. So on scout team, y'all, I ball. So by the time y'all saw me my sophomore year, where y'all see that famous clip of me knocking the guy out at Georgia Tech, that was happening at practice, y'all, on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I was giving cats crazy work. They'll tell you, right? But Coach Barrow came up with the term, oh, bust man. He gonna bust the play, trying to make me look bad, try to get the heat off of him, that pressure off of him. So it was cool. It was what it was. My point is, you gotta coach. You can't be emotional about it. Like Coach Tomlin said, you gotta coach the guys. Like even if you might have a issue, you got some feelings or whatever the case may be, right? We kids. We 17. I'm 17 years old. I don't really know no better like that, right? And you gotta coach them. And so you see, that's why Art Brown left. Like Arthur Brown, all the time in the world, goes to Kansas State and ends up getting to the NFL. How is that, right? Coach Mark D'Onofrio comes in with Coach Golden. He see the same thing Coach Shannon seeing me, and now I'm starting and play, and I'm on all the teach tape. They still show teach tape at the University of Notre Dame. Coach Al Golden shows teach tape to his guide of Jordan Futch making all the right plays. Coach D'Onofrio the same way at Stanford. So how does that happen? These guys were committed. They came in. They wanted to teach. They knew the talent was there. They knew how to cultivate it. And then sometimes a kid just takes more time, right, to cultivate it. But it takes buy-in too.
That's right.
Like the kid has to know that you got their back.
That's right.
And that you're gonna ride with them. Imagine getting into play, and as soon as you make one mistake or one error or whatever, you come out the game.
That's right.
That's a different type of pressure.
Listen, Jordan, you just said a mouthful. No, you good. No, you good. You just said a mouthful. And really what you talked about backs up what Coach Tomlin was talking about. He was talking about the very first clip I played, which I thought it was the second one. He talked about, I need to know these guys intimately. I need to know what makes them tick, what makes them work.
Right.
What makes them do these, what makes them do that, what their home life is like, what their parents are like, what their mama, how the mama talk to them and treat them, how the daddy talk to them and treat them. All of those different type of things. And those are the things, real quick, we're on the line with Jordan Futch, linebacker, alum of Miami, linebacker, played for University of Miami. A lot of people maybe just coming in, so you catch who we're talking to. But I'm saying that to say this: what you're saying in a great look under the hood of what happens in college football that a lot of people don't understand. Y'all human. People think because you put a helmet on, y'all just robots. Like, oh, flip the switch, power on, power off. Right. And so, and I know you got numerous stories about those meeting rooms, and so do I. But and we can leave that for another day. But I just say that when you know you're putting your all in, and guys gravitate to the people who may pick it up easier, at the end of the day, you got
yes, coach.
You got a 3.0 GPA, a 3.8 GPA. So learning is not the problem. It's the delivery of the information may be the issue, the comprehension piece of it. Like I said, I don't care if I got to go out there and line up marshmallows. Some dudes you can draw it on the board and they got it. Some dudes you got to draw it on the board and videotape for them to get it, like the teach tape you're talking about.
Right.
And for people who don't know what teach tape is, a lot of coaches who coach at previous stops, they take cut-ups and clips from other schools that they've been to of how they want to implement a play, and it shows them. So like he talked about Al Golden at Notre Dame showing teach tape of Jordan Futch. What does that mean? I'm here to educate the people a little bit. That means that when Al Golden is implementing a certain zone blitz, for example. Well, that tape, that clip that you guys ran at Miami shows you perfectly how he wants it done. So while he's at Notre Dame, it may be a clip of the University of Miami, but he's showing his guys in the meeting room what it looks like when you run it. Maybe against an odd front, he may have, Miami against an even front, and he may have when he was at Temple against an odd front. It doesn't have to be from one particular school. Whatever shows how he wants it done. So I'm just letting people know what teach tape means if they didn't necessarily know. And so I say all that to say, I don't care how you learn it. And then some people, you got to write it, show it, and then do it.
Take them outside
on the field. That's right.
Can drills. You gotta put the garbage cans out, put them upside down, and show them the play.
And walk them through it.
You got to just walk through it so they can see it, and then you speed up. Crawl, walk, run. That's just sometimes. For me, I'm a tactile guy, so I can see the play. But like Sean Spence, you can tell him, and he can just visualize it. I don't know. Dude was a savant. He's a different type of cat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For me and Art, like you got to go take me outside and go show me, okay, this is the B gap. This is where you're going to line up. Hey, you're going to have a 40 shade, whatever the shade going to be. And this is what you're going to see happen. This is the movement. This is what a counter looks like when the running back runs the counter.
Correct.
And I think we got that more by the time we got to Coach D'Onofrio. I'm telling you this, Coach Lovett. And I didn't forget our first D corner that came from Oklahoma State. Trash. But Coach Lovett was good. But when we got to Coach D'Onofrio and Coach Golden, they were real teachers, which is why I think you saw, like, even from the quarterback play, from the offensive play, they were real, like they were coaches. You just felt the difference when they came to the room. Not saying Coach Shannon wasn't, but Coach Shannon was just to let everybody know, Coach Shannon was plagued by his staff. Coach Nix wasn't it, right? No shade. I'm not shading anybody, because these are all coaches in the league, got good resumes. I'm not shading anybody. I'm just saying Coach Shannon was really, really a coach. Right? He really loved what he did, and he was really a good coach, which is why he's so successful everywhere he goes. But when we get to, Coach Golden and Coach D'Onofrio, I'm telling you, it was a crawl, walk, run method because they were bringing a whole new system. And so they walked you through the system of how they wanted it. And so that's why, we had so many turnovers. That's why we did so well. And so I see these cats now, and these young cats see JB, and I see everybody ragging on JB, and I'm like, from what I saw at the game, this is a very, very talented kid that needs to be unlocked. He needs some one-on-one time. I don't care if you got to call Ken Dorsey, get whatever help you need, right, to have him. That's your guy. We can talk about everybody else. This kid got it. I don't need too much other eyeball test to see him. JB got it. And so as soon as everybody starts backing him and puts the onus on the coaches, I guarantee y'all we got our quarterback already. Just get him the help he needs at the receiver positions, and he's going to ball.
Yeah, let me ask you this. You said a very good a keyword, unlocked, right? Do you think since he has been playing at the University of Miami, do you think he has ever been unlocked?
No. No, I tell you what you need. JB don't need no. Y'all keep talking about competition, and I see people in the chat. We need to get to the portal to get him some competition. Sometimes you think competition is a great thing, but pressure, you want somebody to be able to deal with that pressure. At the quarterback spot, you want that person to know that it's theirs, right? Look at Brock Purdy. As soon as Sam Darnold came, man, look, it just changed the whole game when you got a 2 behind you. That's why Cam Newton can't go nobody's team to even be a backup, because you put too much pressure on the starter and he can't get his mind right to really unlock him. Point being, with JB, he's always fighting, right? Constantly having to fight to prove himself, right? So he's fighting. I got to worry about the throw, how I'm going to throw it, where it's going to go. If I make the wrong play, I make the wrong read, I'm going to get pulled out, whatever. They're only going to use me for these gadget plays, right? So all that worry is happening while you're playing. I'm telling you, I've lived it. I've experienced it. I'm worried about, okay, Raymond Buchanan, if I don't do this right, they're going to bring Ray in. If I don't do this right, they're going to bring this other cat in, whatever. And so you think you're competing to try to really own it. But when you own it, when Raymond Buchanan, he tore his knee, and it was like, but you got it. Oh, I can play with no worries. You can't take me out. Ain't nobody else behind me. Oh, it's over now. And now the confidence is a different level of confidence that you play with. And now you ain't worried. And so you go out there and you can play with your heart out and really just leave it all on the field, not worry about the coaches. So he has a lot on his mind when he's on every single throw. You let JB just be him. That's how you unlock JB. Let him just go out there and be him. The same kid that y'all recruited, that y'all took all that time to recruit. He's the same kid. You just got to give it to him. Give him the keys to the castle. Tell him it's his, and watch him work. I promise you, y'all gonna see lightning in the bottle. He's gonna blow up this year, and then he's gonna be gone.
I said the same thing, right? I said the same thing about. I'm gonna go back to my man Brashard Smith. I thought he had it. I know he got allegedly some off the field issues. I said the same thing with Jacurri Brown. I think he's a young man. I may be mistaken in this. I may be. Y'all fact check me, chat. He might be in the last 5-6 years, might be the most highly ranked kid we've had. I may be wrong. A lot of people going to say Jake Garcia. I think Jake might have been higher, a little bit higher, but look, where's Jake? We guess what? Ran him out of town, right? I'm just saying, we're lucky to have a guy on the roster, and he's a guy that we haven't had a lot of, a guy that has mobility. I'm not talking about through the history of Miami Hurricanes. I mean, yeah, we can go back 10 years, 12 years. We're talking about recent times here, 5 years, because 5 years is like 5 years is like an eternity in football, right? There's so much turnover in football. 5 years is enough, is a big enough window to understand left from right. So anyway, I think Jacurri Brown can do it. I think we have to do things to help him. I think that rollout plays are huge. When I looked at, people may say what they want to say about Alabama, but I'm gonna tell you one thing I saw in that game. At the first quarter, did you watch that game, Jordan?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, first quarter, they put the ball in the hands of Milroe.
Right.
The snap was bad. He was making some ill-advised throws. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
When they came into the second half, you notice they took the game away from him.
Right.
They handed it off. He did make throws, but they were dink and dunk. They weren't down the middle of the field, deep balls, yada, yada, yada. They started to use his legs, right? They started to use his ability. I think that they just couldn't, the O-line just couldn't handle the pressure. Whether it was a Milroe's problem or an O-line problem, they took the power. They took Michigan's power away in the sense of the pass rush by saying, let's pound this rock out. So, and when he did throw it, what did they do? They rolled him out the pocket a little bit, half rolls, full rolls. So if it's not there, take off and run. I thought the call that they made at the end for Milroe, I'm not mad that they wanted to keep it in his hand. I'm mad that they didn't let him use his ability in space.
In space, look, that's right up the middle. It makes sense. You've been getting dogged the whole time.
And not even that. You put it in the power of the O-line, right? Their D-line was better than your O-line that night or any other night, maybe.
Right.
If I roll him, he now can throw it. You look at all of the options available. He can throw it, and it wasn't like on the inch line. They wanted like the 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. So if I roll him, now he can throw it, he can run it, he can improvise. In that situation, your boy Latham got blown through the stack over there to tackle, and it really wasn't a
Right.
Milrose problem. It was an O-line problem, but there was no outlet in that. It was a do or die play, and that's where I think the problem lies. And I think what you saw in Milrose in that particular play is what I think we do with JB. We give him do or die situations and don't let him be him.
Right. We went away from he slung the ball. The guy drops the ball. We don't sling the ball no more, downfield. And I mean, it just I watch him that whole game. I'm like really watching intently to see how he takes his steps, how he drops back, how he's making his reads. And Restrepo, 7 is good. And he's a great player. And so he's giving it to his guy. And look at the plays that were being made. He was making some fantastic throws.
Mm-hmm.
His feet are set. He's throwing the ball downfield comfortably. He can see over the line. He's a big kid, and he's mobile. Like, we need that. I mean, think about how many guys have come from South Florida, mobile, Lamar Jackson, some other guys that we never saw at Miami, because we didn't get them. But now we got one.
Correct.
And we looking for Cam Ward, who, hot take here. Y'all think he that nice? I don't think he that nice.
Yeah.
I watched him against Colorado. I watched him in a few other games. I think that's why he's taking his chance to the league. Oh, a couple of y'all might not go to the league. Hey, I'm gonna take off. That's too much pressure at Miami. If I don't do well, my stock drops instantly.
True indeed. Because I think it's already
Like,
low. I think he may be a 4th, 5th round guy. I think.
Yeah, I don't see it. So I know everybody typed up in him. I would have took KJ Jefferson over him, just a bigger body to throw. But really, like I said, I like what JB is, what we have in JB. I think we need to get some good receivers around him. We have a solid O-line, right? Coaching staff has to coach. And then another thing, too, if I didn't say it already, accountability is huge from a player point of view, right? It is on us. The part that's on us is to hunt these coaches down and be bold with them, to force that coach to coach you, right? Even if the coach got beef with you, he don't like you, whatever the case may be, this to anybody maybe listening, got kids that play, force that coach to coach your son. You got to make that coach your kid, or that player has to go find it. Like, if Coach Barrow wasn't going to do it, guess what? Sean Spence, you're going to teach me how to play this position. Hey, you're going to teach me how to play this position. Coach Lovett, you're going to teach me. Coach D'Onofrio, somebody's going to teach me how to play. I'm going to go get it. And that's to say what you want about Jordan Futch went to go get it, right? Through thick and thin, injuries or whatever, I stayed true to it. I ain't transfer. I ain't go nowhere because I'm a diehard Cane fan. I'm a believer in it. I'm a believer in what we do at the U. And I'm always going to be that. So you got to take accountability and ownership too. It's on coaches, but you sometimes got to break through, because coaches are human as well, and break through that facade they might put up and really let them know what you're trying to do. So
yeah, I'll just say this, Jordan, man. I appreciate your insight, man. It's amazing how things come full circle. When I first I said before, I first saw the name pop up. I don't even know if you saw me. I said, Jordan, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I remember that phone call. We talked about it, but it's funny how YouTube and stuff has brought a lot of people around and back around again, and met people I didn't know that knew somebody, man. But no, I really appreciate doing a lot of things. I want to have maybe a roundup or something like that for the members, where people can come in and talk and just have these stories, and because they love these under the hood stories, right? That's what I call them, under the hood, like, or behind the curtain type deal. Because a lot of people understand how the engine truly works. They just know when you press the gas pedal, the car goes. And so therefore, right. I would love to do that, man. Maybe invite you to something. We do a call or something like that, and maybe some other guys. But bro, this is great. This is great, and I appreciate it, man. I really do. I appreciate it. And it's funny you said that. That's why I named the other shows Coach Me Coach Podcast. I remember a coach said a long time, Coach Me Coach. Your job as a player is to tell the coach to coach me, coach. Coach me, coach. Coach me. That's your job. Coach me. And I took that. I took that phrase and made it the title of, basically when I just talk about anything, because it's me as a coach coaching you, but you guys coach me and so forth. It's just a roundabout thing. I thought it was interesting, but man, I appreciate it, man. Let me push on, man. Thank you for the insight. And I got you, don't know, but I just say this to you, Jordan. I understand, but sometimes you got to go out the box to let people know where you stand, because people like to push you around a lot. You know, sometimes you got to stand in the paint for yourself, and sometimes you got to expose people, man. But I appreciate you, man. I knew where you was coming from last night. Sometimes you don't need that on your channel, but sometimes you got to just sometimes.
Right.
Hey, no, I knew where you was coming from when you said it, but I will say this too.
It's all look. You know, I'm tapped in. I'm watching. Hey, look,
Yeah.
I'm tapped in. I'm always here. I see you go live, man. I'm tapped in. I love what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
So shout out, give you a flowers, coach. You're doing an amazing job, amazing work.
Thanks,
Keep going. You know, 2024 this your year, man, and
we have a good
support.
time.
So y'all see me around. I pop into different channels, and y'all see me and so I'm always here. If you want to talk stories and we can catch up, I got plenty of Miami stories, and you ever want to hear it.
All right.
And so yeah, we'll talk.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
All right now. Out.
All right, man. That was Jordan Futch, man, linebacker, played for the University of Miami. For people just coming in. Real quick, Shad for the $4.99. Jordan Mom. Oh, Lord, Shad. Jesus Christ. Jordan Mom crossed so Keyshawn mom could walk and come pick up her jet. No disrespect to either mom, joking. Boy, I tell you. Angel Serrano, $4.99. So is Ponce a good QB coach or not? His credentials say he is. What's the deal? I think Ponce, I worked with Ponce at FIU under Coach Cristobal. I think Ponce is a good coach. Now, he wasn't a quarterback coach at the time. He was the wide receivers coach at FIU. So I'll only speak on wide receivers. I can't speak to quarterback. He was not the quarterback coach at that time. I thought Ponce was very thorough. I thought his meeting rooms were handled well. I thought Coach Ponce did a good job relating to the players, right? And I thought Coach Ponce did a good job teaching. See, a lot of people don't realize Ponce came out of Miami Central. He was coaching at Miami Central back in those days. So he understands the high school coaching play, right? He understands what it is to coach the guys that just walk to the team that day, and try out for the team versus picking the players you want. And so I give Ponce a lot of credit. Now, I know he was a quarterback in high school over at Miami High, but I cannot speak to his coaching acumen from a quarterback coach standpoint. But when I was with him at FIU, he was the wide receiver coach, and I thought he did extremely good, right? I wasn't on the offensive side, but when you out there together, you hear guys talking, coaching, giving pointers when this didn't work, how you do this, how you stem that. And so I thought he did an excellent job. So shout out to Ponce in that realm. But again, once you coach and you learn, and you rock with it. So I'll go with that. All right, let me go to the next caller here. Guys, is this still lagging? If it's lagging, I apologize. I don't know why. Everything looks good on my side. All right, let me go to the next call. Let me get to E. Brown because he's been waiting a long time. E. Brown, talk to me, man. I didn't know if you were patient enough. I didn't want you to leave. What's up with you, brother?
What's up, Coach?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Coach, Futch put everything into its proper perspective, man. But I just wanted to chime in and just say that I think our quarterback is already on the team. I've said it over and over again. I wasn't a fan of the Cam Ward experience or the Howard experience. I think the kid Jacurri Brown during the game last week or the week before, we saw that he was hesitant. He was hesitant about running the ball. Sometimes you're looking at the game and you're like, run it, Jacurri, run it. Or you like, throw it, Jacurri, throw it. And just like Futch was saying, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, okay, if I run it and I make a mistake, am I going to be pulled out of the game? And I think that it's just that confidence level, because once he get over the hump and he gains that confidence, I think that kid will be tremendous. I think he'll be tremendous. I think Hillary is another good quarterback that we probably have in the fold. But we just gotta coast him up. Now,
here's what I'll say, Ebron, if you don't mind. Hold on, Ebron, if you don't mind me, I want to ask you this. I believe what you said is accurate. straight speculation right here. But do you think, because we've always heard this about quarterbacks who have athletic ability, they have to prove that they're a quarterback and not a running back that can throw. Do you think subconsciously or consciously he was in the mode of like the mental state of saying, I got to prove I'm a quarterback and not just be a guy that can win this game and put it on my back? Because we've seen some quarterbacks that has done that. We've seen some quarterbacks that felt like they have to prove they're a quarterback when running clearly, like the lane is wide open, run the ball. Forget the fans and these blogs and these YouTubers, and including myself. But even in these meeting rooms, do you think that coaches could be saying, hey, you missed this read right here because you're so eager to run? If you just sit in the pocket. I think I heard somebody say that the other day. You're so eager to run, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that could be the case?
Of course, that's what happened. The minute TVD left the team after that last game, all of the pressure fell upon that kid's shoulders. All the pressure of carrying the team from that point forward through the bowl game was placed on his shoulders, and he was essentially scolded or told not to run the ball too much, not to throw the ball too much, just manage the game. For instance, when we got that onside kick with 27 seconds left, if they had just taken the reins off that kid and just, hey, let's get the ball down to where we can get a field goal, or if you can, let's get it in the end zone. If they had taken the reins off that kid and just told, hey, run the darn football, run it and throw it and run it. He would revert it back to the backyard, schoolyard type play, and he would have performed at a level where we can, okay, we have something to work with. But it's like we put all those can'ts and do's and don'ts on the kid and threw him out there. And when he got into those situations, it was like all those things are running through his mind. And I know that we made the point earlier. Someone asked the question earlier about whether Mario's tenure has been a success or failure right now. Right now, he's failing miserably when it comes to winning, putting a winning product on the field. But coach, when it comes to recruiting, he's elite.
Elite.
When it comes to recruiting when it comes to recruiting and building a program, the guy's elite.
Yeah, no question about that. No question about that.
And the thing about it is that you can tell how well and sound he is at building the program, because Coach Lanning is over there winning with his football players. Coach Lanning is over in Oregon right now, winning with the football players that Mario Cristobal brought into the fold, and he's winning games with it. Now you're going to see Dan Lanning. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make a pithy statement. Dan Lanning is going to win maybe one more year with those players that Mario brought into the fold, before we'll start seeing the Oregon Ducks fall off.
Okay, that's fair. Hold on, that's fair. That's fair. I'll say this piece, Brown.
You can say what you go ahead. Okay.
I'll say this piece. All of that is great that you said about Coach Cristobal. Elite recruiter. I can't dispute that one bit. I can't dispute it. There's nothing Coach Hayes can say. I don't think anybody in the world can say. I would actually put up Mario Cristobal if they were two nondescript dudes, right? If I had to walk Nick Saban in and Mario Cristobal in, and like they didn't know who the two dudes were, they just two dudes walk up to your house to recruit your kid, I'd take Mario Cristobal all day. All day. Right? No script A on their shirt from Alabama, no U from Miami. Just two dudes walking up selling a vacuum cleaner. Mario Cristobal gonna sell you that vacuum cleaner. I'm all for that.
Yep.
Here's what I will say.
Yep.
And here's where the difference lies. You just said Dan Lanning is benefiting from his recruiting prowess. Great. I'm going to go back to something I heard from Kirk Franklin. And I will play it, but there's something doing a lot of lagging. Kirk Franklin talked about this, and maybe other people have done, but this is who I heard it from. Kirk Franklin, you know, the gospel. I don't know, he's not a singer, but whatever he is.
Yeah.
Producer.
Yeah, he's a gospel guy. I know.
Yeah, but I'm to the chat I'm speaking to as well. He talked about when things come together, how sweet it can be. He said, in order to bake a cake, you need a stick of butter, you need flour, right? You need an egg, you need, raw egg and this, that, and other. He said, if you eat them individually, they're disgusting. But if you put it together, how good the cake. I'm paraphrasing here. You ever ate a stick of butter, E.
Yep.
Brown? Just a stick of butter, ate it?
I never, no, I haven't eaten a stick of butter.
No. Have you ever put a?
I've had some cake in my day.
No, but have you ever put flour in your mouth? Just regular old flour and eat it.
Yeah, that has happened. Yeah, that has happened.
Was it good?
It's not a good taste.
Okay.
It's not a good taste, though. It's not a good taste.
Have you ever just ate a raw egg? Is it great?
If I want to get salmonella and die, no, yeah. I've never done that one before.
Enough said. So, but if you put them all together, right? You even just raw sugar, just take sugar and just throw it in your mouth. Disgusting. Right?
Yeah, disgusting.
But you put it all together and now you got cake. So I know this is a long analogy, but follow your boy. Shout out to Kirk Franklin. That's what Cristobal is missing, I think. Great recruiter, great talent acquisition. But now how do we put it together? Individually, they all are good within their own right, but disgusting on their own. How do you get those to gel together to make the great cake that everybody wants to eat? And that's what I'm talking about.
Can I counter? Can I give you a counter? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that what he is doing when he got here, he realized that, man, somebody left the eggshells in this cake and they put their drawers in it. I got to throw this thing out and I got to start all over again. But what I got to do is I got to bring in the players first. I'm going to bring some coaches in here who I think will help me along and get everybody up to par. Now, you said it several times, Coach. You said that one of his flaws is that he will entrust his coaches to coach.
Loyalty, yeah.
To do things. Now, the guys that he has brought in thus far to be his offensive coordinators, his defensive coordinators, they've essentially let the man down. Okay? They've let him down. In the interim, what he's done, he's relying on the coaches to do the job, to go ahead and mix the cake up, put the batter together, put it in the pan, and put it in the oven, while he goes out and bring all those heavy ingredients in. So far, the last 3 recruiting periods, the man has brought in like a top 10 recruiting class.
Mm-hmm.
And Mario said it from the beginning. We got to get this university back to where it used to be, where we saw the Georgia Bulldogs playing Florida State a couple of nights ago. When the Georgia Bulldogs put their third string in, the third string could have been a top 5 football team. The University of Miami right now, we put our second string in the other day against Rutgers, and we couldn't beat a high school team with elite players.
Rutgers better than y'all think.
There.
No, that's not fair. Rutgers is better than you think. We got caught up in the name Rutgers. I think they're a team. They are a program who is not very good on the surface, but they have players. I think they have some good coaching. I think they also have some good culture. They just can't get good players because it's Rutgers. It falls in a hard category, right? You put Piscataway, New Jersey. It's Rutgers. It's I'm telling you, it's a team that'll put you to sleep if you're not prepared. And here's another thing about Rutgers. Guys aren't flying out of there going to the NFL. So when they go to a bowl game, that is their Super Bowl. That is their natty. That is their thing. So they're going to probably have a lot more players intact than not. I hear where you're coming from. And I said the same thing. Yeah, Rutgers, Duke, Rutgers, same thing. But that I'm not excusing why we lost. We should not have lost to Rutgers. Don't get me wrong. However, you're right. I can't fight it. Damn it, I'm done. I can't.
Listen, I gotta say this, Coach.
I can't fight it. All right, go ahead, because I got a couple of people here. I got to get this going.
In the words of the late Denny Green, they are who we thought they were. They were 6-6, Coach. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights were 6-6.
They were.
Okay. Let's not put lipstick on a pig.
We 7-5 going
6-6.
We were one game better than them going into the game. Hold on, E. Brown. You act like we was 10-2. We were 7-5. They were 6-6. They were one game better than us. Hold on, in the Big Ten, who I think is a harder conference. So wait a minute. So let's put it in perspective, like you said. They were a 6-6 program. We were a 7-5 program. We were literally one game better than them on record, on paper, right? And I do believe the Big Ten Conference and their schedule was harder than our schedule. Fair enough?
I mean, you know, I don't like to delve into the nerd talk. Okay, I don't like to delve into the nerd talk about this conference is better than that conference.
It is.
They are who we thought they were. They were a 6-6 football team, and the University of Miami was a 7-6 football team where our prominent players were missing from action. And we almost won that game. We should have won the game.
We should have.
Let's not, like I said, let's not put lipstick on the pig and then stick a cigarette in his mouth. Okay?
You call that smoke? Hey, would you call that? Would you call that smoked pork? My bad. I
call it pulled pork. That's what we call pulled pork.
My bad. I thought it was smoked pork. Okay.
Pulled pork. And when you take lipstick, put it on a pig, and then stick a cigarette in his mouth, that's pulled pork.
I got you.
The Scarlet Knights was 6-6. The University of Miami was 7-6. 7-6. And you got to remember, during the season, the University of Miami, the coach made a bad decision on one game. We had Florida State. We essentially had Florida State on the road until that kid broke his arm. If that kid hadn't broken his arm, he would have driven the University of Miami team down, and they would eventually scored a touchdown and even a field goal to ante up on Florida State in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not give Rutgers all the credit in the world when we had the majority of our players on the defensive side not playing.
I'm sorry.
So this
I'm gonna say this. I got to
run up 100 plus yards.
4 of their 6 losses were to a top 20 team. They lost against Michigan, who's in the Natty. They lost against Wisconsin. They lost against Ohio State, was ranked number 7. They lost against Iowa, number 20. They lost against Penn State, number 10. And then they lost against Maryland, who had a pretty good showing. So 4 of their 6 losses were against top ranked opponents. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No. So what I'm saying is they're not as bad. I'm not playing the game. I'm just saying their record doesn't prove how bad they really were. I'm just saying Rutgers is Rutgers. I get it. But what I'm telling you is that Rutgers is a program that kind of flies under the radar, and I think Greg Schiano has done a good job with them. I don't think they'll be great. I think they're like an Oklahoma State. They'll wreck your program. If you don't watch them, they're going to play you tough. I think Greg Schiano has changed the culture at Rutgers. But, again, I don't think they'll get great talent there, but they'll develop lower guys into be better players, competitive players. I guess the right way to say it.
Well, I don't want to waste all your time. I don't want to waste your time talking about the 6-6 Scarlet Knights. Okay, because Miami, the University of Miami lost to top 10 opponents as well this year. Okay,
sure.
Florida State, and North Carolina State and North Carolina and Duke. All of those teams were ranked either in the top 10 or the top 15 throughout the year.
Duke.
So let's not act like you were like that this year. All right, so they did do that, but I just want to say what I want to say is that Mario is doing he is building. He is trying to build a program to where we will look like Georgia did on last Saturday night. When that first string left, when that first string group left and got out of the game and the second string came in, I didn't even know the second string, the first string had stopped playing. When the third string running backs were running through Florida State, I didn't even think the third string was in the game. I thought it was still the first string.
Oh, tough,
the man took his first and second string players out of the game and put the third string players in there, and they look like they can be in the top 5 as a football team. The third string for Georgia.
I got you.
That's what we're trying to get the University of Miami at. We're trying to get the University of Miami back to that point.
I got you. All right, Brown.
If guys go, hey, I'm going to go to the draft, I'm going to leave, I'm not going to play in the bowl game, we can still field a football team and we'll feel confident enough to go out there and kick somebody's butt.
I like it. No,
that's what we're trying to do.
I get where you're coming from. All right, Brown, I got to go, man. Much love, man. You can hang out if you want. What you got, your blinkers on or something? What you got on, man? I keep hearing tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, man. Man. I'm doing surveillance right now, man.
Oh, man. And again, like I say, these headphones are a lot more sensitive than probably what people hear. All I heard was tick, 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 tick. You funny, man. Brown, be safe out there doing surveillance, man. You trying to see some dudes?
I was like, you good now? You don't hear it no more. So
that's perfect. No, I'm just saying you out there. Hey, you out there seeing somebody cheating on the insurance company, man. Y'all leaving people alone. Man told me he had a slip and fall accident. He out there cutting the grass. Y'all leave that man alone.
Oh man.
All right, brother. Let me push on.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. All right. Have a good morning.
And that right there let us know you jacked up. Anyway, let me go ahead, man. All right, real quick before you go. Shaz says, I learned, what does it say? Doggone it. I learned E. Brown auditioned for Joe Clark, but they told him that they weren't going to add bloviate, pontificate, and vacillate to the script, so he left. Well, people like this, CW, how is he elite when he can't recruit QBs or X? I hate CW.
That's not true, Coach. That's not true. That's not true at all.
He says, the X.
Do they not know that the quarterback coaching the quarterback plan for the LA Chargers was recruited by Mario Cristobal? Do these guys and girls who just made that, whoever made that comment, do they know that the kid playing for the Chargers right now was recruited by Mario Cristobal?
CW.
Do they know that?
CW. That was CW that made that. But anyway, let me push on, man. Listen, CW is the man. I listen. I got to give CW his props now. CW know what he's talking about. I got to give CW his props. Because of who said it, and now it makes a difference. Not what was said, but because who said it. Man, go back to your binoculars, man. Go back to your binoculars, right, man. Go ahead and surveil around here dry snitching on people, man. I can see you right now, Miss Johnson. In this envelope is going to be some disturbing photos, but I'll just leave these here with you, and you let me know how you like to proceed. Man, get out of here, E. Brown. Have a good one, brother. Be safe out there, man.
All right, man.
All right. Okay, guys, listen, I have to stick to the 2-minute thing now because we got too many people balling up in here, and I know a lot of people have been on the line. Mike Lowry, I see you in the building. Let me go to the next caller. 1004. I got to go to the 2 minutes because there's too many people now backing up in here, and we having a good time, and I appreciate y'all. So we got to stick to adhere to the 2 minutes if you don't mind. 1004 call. Maybe I didn't do that. I'm sorry. 1105. I'm sorry. Click 1105 already here.
What's up, Coach? This is Jamel out of DC.
Jamel, what's going on with you, man? Talk to me.
Not much. First, you gotta give me my credit. I'll be telling you who about to transfer too.
You did, man.
On Instagram.
Okay, you did, man. Hey, I suck on Instagram, bro. So by the time I get it, it'll be about 2-3 days late.
I'll be breaking news though.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not. I just heard the previous call where somebody said that well he didn't say it, but some people saying Mario Cristobal can't recruit quarterbacks. The jury's still out on that, and here's why. When Cristobal first came to Miami, nobody thought we needed to go find a top quarterback because we had TVD, because coming off of his freshman year.
Okay.
So that wasn't the focus of where he needed to recruit at the time. Now you get some people serviceable behind him, but I think we may be the only team in the country that's like 3 quarterbacks or 2 quarterbacks get hurt every year. So, he thought we had TVD. So then the first year TVD played bad under Gaddis, we thought that was just a fluke because of who the OC was, and that it was like, him and TVD didn't see eye to eye. So when TVD was going to go transfer, quote unquote, to Alabama, what did Cristobal do? He brought TVD in to help find the next offensive coordinator. So TVD was actually a part of finding Dawson, like actually the hiring process for Dawson, because you want to make sure the quarterback likes the OC. So then it wasn't until then that we see, well, that wasn't really a match made in heaven. Now we got to see, can he recruit a quarterback? So we kind of in a tough space. Like I was kind of telling my brother, he a Canes fan too. I said the thing that really kind of put us in the weirdest position with the quarterback play is the TVD saga, because no one expected it to be that way. If we would have knew that, TVD was only as good as that first year, which I think he'll kill it at Wisconsin, but if we thought he was only as good as that first year, last year we would have got a quarterback. Quarterback last year, Coach. What do you think? You think I'm off?
No, I think you own something, man. I just think that, here's what I will say. I just think that, I'll just say this as a blanket statement. I think we are very indecisive, and I think we take a long time making decisions. We're not steadfast in making decisions or making the decision, right? It's like, maybe.
Which decision?
Any decision when it comes to coaching hires, when it comes to Cam Ward. I have to say this. I'm being very honest. If I was the head coach, Cam Ward wouldn't have had me by the BALLs. Not like that.
I agree.
I would have said, look, bro, you got to this weekend. Here's where we are. Because now, if I was looking for a kid to be a backup to, say, Jacurri Brown, maybe. But if I was going after him and I'm pulling out all the guns and all the stops, I get it. You got to have time. I'm not saying you got to answer to me tonight over dinner. But you ain't going to tell me this weekend, well, these are all alleged deadlines. I know the people reported. But you ain't going to have me. I'm not going to find, and I know they probably found it earlier, but I'm not going to find out till you make an Instagram post on I declare for the draft. Man, shit, look here. Listen, man, I need a decision so I know how to move forward with my program in the next 4 days or whatever. How about this, sir? Give me a timeline. When would you like to make a decision? Well, Coach, I'd like to know in the next 10 days. Okay, here's what I need. I need 7 days because I got to push forward. I got to make sure I have a decision. I got to put my program in the best situation possible. I think we wait a long time. I was literally just talking to somebody earlier about the Josh Gaddis, Kevin Steele hire. Do y'all remember this? When Coach Cristobal got hired, the very first thing was he was on the road. His first stop after his press conference was going to Central. Great, cool. We did not get Gaddis and Steele until February because the whole narrative was, yeah, we're not getting a coordinator. He's coming from the NFL. Wait till the season's over. Okay, season's over mid-January. Well, that came and left. Well, no, our coordinator's coming from the NFL. The team is in the playoffs. Okay, that came and left. No, our coordinator's coming from the Super Bowl team. Okay, that came and left. Then we got Josh Gaddis, Kevin Steele. They were sitting on the couch the whole time. I think we're very. I just think we're very indecisive. Make a decision, go with it, get on top of it, and I think. And again, I'm only speculating here on this. I don't know why that is. I can't say why that is, But whatever that is, that process has to be fixed. Sometimes what they call analysis paralysis, you think about too much, you try to add too much to it, you get paralyzed. You got to know what you want. Does that person possess it? Can you live with the good versus bad? Does the good outweigh the bad? Make a decision and let's rock.
I think, Coach, I think what it is, though, I think Cristobal, so I think his strength, his greatest strength is probably also his weakness. Usually that's how it goes. So I think, like, if we look at when he recruits, which makes him the greatest, quote unquote, one of the greater recruiters in the country, is that he's so persistent, right? Like, he's so persistent. He'll recruit until somebody put their name on a dotted line, which is a great aspect to have. However, like you said, but the opposite of that is in said situations where we need a decision right now, he probably doesn't have that switch to think that way because he's so used to, I'm going to get it. So I feel like the Cam Ward situation was a representation of that, where I agree with you. I would have been like, man, look, we got to move on, because if we whiff on this, now we're scrambling, and that's not a good look. So I think Mario's mentality was, I'm going to get it. You keep going and you keep pressing, where he probably needs somebody around him too. I don't know if this is somebody you hire. I don't know what the position necessarily would be or whoever, but who can reel him in sometimes, because if you know what I mean, high risk, high reward. Also, a high risk is the chance that you'll get a high risk. You know what I mean? So I think he needs somebody to reel him in, because it's probably that great strength that he has is also his greatest weakness of never knowing when to say, I ain't gonna say throw the towel in, but essentially you get that point. Like,
I get where you're coming from.
This is it.
Yeah, you got to make a decision. You got to press the button, dog. Got to press the button. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. Let me push on. I got quite a few in here, man. Let me get rolling.
All right, Coach.
All right, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. All right, I know what I'm bringing in now. Hey, Miss Wilcox.
Well, hi, loser. How you doing?
You call me a loser?
Well, you know, I told you Big 12 and me had already picked and know what was going to go down, and the overtime had to be Alabama. You know, I wasn't talking about Washington and Texas.
Miss
I
Wilcox.
gave you the map.
Miss Wilcox. Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Alabama lost.
All right,
You know
talk
it.
to us. Let's go. I got to stick to my two. Go ahead, talk to it. You know, call me a loser. Lord.
Okay, let's get to it, because, you know, all this jelly chat and cheese, what y'all talking about. The guy played hardball, and for him to want to go to 4th, 5th round and take his chances and getting $10 million, well, somebody played with his head. Because number one, Cam is the only one All-America and won some type of award from Miami. While all the rest of them jumping out, they could have played. If you ain't got an award or invited to these award shows, you should have played to make sure your team can win. And you knew the referee wasn't right, because your quarterback getting his head hit a couple of times and wouldn't give him the extra 15 or 25 or eject somebody out of the game. Rat-a-tat-tat on that. Because the rats was out.
The rats.
The rats was out. Rat-a-tat-tat. Cam rat-a-tat-tat on y'all. And Brown been out at the time because mama over there was a lawyer. Alabama sold that seed, they couldn't sell. They put the foot up their butt, didn't it? They went overtime, couldn't get it, right? I told you what you do to somebody else will come back to bite you in the butt. Let's go on to the next, because this smoke ain't right. But Alabama can't run through the smoke that Miami can run through. We should have won the game, sure. It takes the whole team to win a game, not because you want to try for the NFL. Cam or someone got on his back. They was All-America, so why is it that, hey, how many was going to the Senior Bowl? Who was invited to pull those tags out that they're not going to play? All this going to come back to back a couple more things, because you shouldn't be able to say, well, declare for something that you said 321 guys going to make it, and it's millions of y'all trying to jump out to get that one spot. Know what you're doing when you got the back. Okay, let's go back to quarterbacks. We had quarterbacks. Here come Florida, did the same thing. Rat-a-tat-tat, and that was it. We're giving him 13 because Miami was giving him 9 maybe. See, Daddy was so greedy and got. See, your parents can screw you and make you lose out on your values, but Florida don't have a contract said that I can get an NIL deal like Miami. This is the thing you're facing.
Yes,
and this is the critical things that a lot of them don't like. You and USC are only one more than couple teams have an NIL deal. So everybody else gonna be on a flat rate of $55,077, and your mom and daddy can't have no control. But here it is, you've been offered a degree, and they hear whatever you want to major in, I'm willing to get that too for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to wait because you have all kinds of buildings to go to, but you need a little ballet in there, a little gymnastics, because Miami used to do that, can flip in the end zone. Okay, take time to mindset yourself. Get in some ballet classes, gymnastics, dance class. Because see, at that time, it's a lot of your talent is that it is missing to build your talent. But everybody want to lie to you, rat-a-tat-tat. We got this money over here, knowing they rat-a-tat-tat lying to you, and the rat comes out. I told you I'm your dad. You're going to understand when I said I got plenty over there. You want to go? Because I have plenty.
No, ma'am.
I just didn't need you to go somewhere else, but I needed you just to stay here, not to build the other school up.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you have your quarterbacks. He been there all the time, but TDD, mama's a lawyer. Y'all get rid of that. They could have came back and bite Miami if he would have taken them out. Let's get to the nigga this because I'm tired of rat-a-tat-tat and lying for you. His mama's a lawyer. She steps in when this other school said Alabama, they wanted him. Well, that's a breach of contract. I thought y'all knew. Miami would have been a hell of a lot of water, so they kind of rat-a-tat-tat came in and tat, and that. And what? We had to shit up and take it. Because that's a contract.
Skippity pap.
Bye-bye.
Hit him with the skippity pap. Shout out to Cool from the crib. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, she hung up. She done hung up on me. Bye, Miss Wilcox. I wanted to give her a love. Somebody said I didn't give her an intro. It's because it was lagging, so I want to lag it out because of the bandwidth. But
let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. We're all here to do what we're all here to do. Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it. I thought you'd have figured that out by now.
that is the Oracle, ladies and gentlemen. No ifs, ands, or maybes. If y'all new to the channel, y'all know what time it is. Anyway, let me get this thing in. There go Lexus. Mike Lowry, I hear you in there. You know I'm going to keep it to the end. Shot Town, got you. Get Down Brown. I got to go to Get Down Brown. Then I'm coming to you, Lexus. I'm sorry. Get Down Brown. He was in here for you, remember. Get down. Talk to me. I'm going to Lexus.
Hey, Coach. I knew you was going to bring me in. Now, listen, who wants this microphone now after going after the Oracle? But guess what? I'll walk it out. Shots out to Miss Wilcox. Y'all better open up y'all brain with this rat-a-tat-tat going on.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Coach, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
and
brother.
I'm going to get right to it. Shouts out to my Uncle E. Brown, man. Man, I was trying to break in and come in and tag team, and we were going to put the Browns on y'all in the 24. But that's coming later whenever Coach ready. Coach, check this out. I'm going to get the elephant out the room. Yes. Everybody talking about how good Georgia looked. They first string, everybody, you know, I've been listening to everybody for about an hour talking about how great of a recruiter Mario is. I want to strike the motion that Mario Cristobal becomes Miami recruit coordinator. Demote him as the head coach. Because we ain't going to never look like Georgia if we don't get a new leader. That's really what the problem is. Everybody, you know, I'm glad Jacurri Brown came back. The man been there all year. They looked over him, had to force him playing by default.
Like my uncle said, we lost to Rutgers. Yeah, coach, they lost to some Big Ten teams that was all ranked. Man, with that kid running 22 miles per hour, 6'4", and he can throw, so they can take the black ball off the kid. What we don't got that other schools got, like Washington and Michigan, they got some coaches that know what to do with their talent. We got coaches at Miami, I think 2 or 3 callers ago, saying coaches ain't, oh, my boy, Funch, that was knocking people out, that wore 58. What's up, man? Make sure you link me in when Funch come back.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got to hold the coaches accountable. Our offensive coordinator checked out after the off week. Mario Cristobal checked out during the same off week that he didn't take the knee. We hadn't had no coaching. It's easy to put it on the kids. If somebody were paying Get Down $8 million to get down and I wasn't getting down, y'all call it what it is. Y'all talking about man, we can get the #1 recruiting class, and if our coaching don't change or get better, it don't matter how many 5 stars we get. They're going to end up getting in the portal. They're being mishandled. We got kids on this roster that should have been on the field, a.k.a. Jacurri Brown. They say he couldn't throw, that's why we're not going to play him. It took the bowl game. It took TPD getting in the portal. It took my man Emery breaking his arm at Florida State. We was there, Champions Club.
That's right.
We should have saw Jacurri Brown come in the game then on that last drive. And I'm not like you, Brown said, I think we would have got 7 instead of 3. We needed 7 to go to overtime. So now that we got Jacurri Brown, what the coach is going to do? 4th and 2 in the bowl game, they called timeout. We was in 5 wides. Then they came back after the timeout. Same 4th and 2, same Jacurri Brown. He ran 22 miles per hour, no RPO. You know what they did? They handed it off tackle. We missing 2 linemen. That ain't the quarterback fault. That ain't the chili. That's the coach's fault. Our coaches can't coach at Miami. And I've been a fan since '83, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put the mic down and give it to somebody else. Appreciate you letting me on. Miami football ain't going to get back to Miami football, not because of recruit. It's going to get back there because of coaching. Again, I'm saying this since day one. He 0-2 against Florida State. He's done nothing but loss since he got there. We need a new captain at Miami, or Miami going to stay where it's at, man. It's sad, but it's true.
Hold on, get down. I just want to ask one question. I want some clarity on this.
Yes, sir.
Are you telling me, I'm going to make sure I hear this clip, that you just said, and his laughter is out of disbelief, but you just said Mario Cristobal should be the recruiting coordinator?
Only, not the head coach. It's too big for him. If you got a chance to go 5-0, 1-0 in the conference, and go into the new month and ACC play with 1 win, and all you got to do is take a knee or get one of your day kind of running backs on 1 more yard to get 100, and you did before when you was at Oregon, and Oregon winning with your talent, because that guy's a way better coach. He'll never be you. And I heard you use the analogy, if you take the shirts off and have 2 guys with vacuum cleaner come to the door, and one of them's Mario Cristobal with no label, one of them Nick Saban with no label, you're going to go by the old eye test and take Mario every time. But if you need that joker to explain to you how to get that vacuum cleaner to be a mover, suck up, win, and get it clean, you better go with the other guy. And that's our problem. And I ain't scared. And guess what? I ain't scared to say it. And I ain't saying, I'm talking about me. I got the mic now. That's what our problem is. I've seen good coaches at Miami. I've seen middle of the road coaches, and I've seen flat out terrible coaches. And unfortunately, guys, for $8 million, we got a terrible coach right now. Call it what it is. If I go to the barber shop and I want to fade, and he give me a high top, low left, my barber bad. Call it what it is. Go, Ken. Let's get Ken Dorsey stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make the move, coach. And you ain't told me to say this. I want Coach Hayes to be our coach.
They're right.
Get at your boy. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, listen.
No more football than you.
And I'm going in as a discount. $7.9 million. $7.9 million.
And just let Mario recruit for you, coach. That's all. No X's and O's, no Jimmy and Joe's, no Thomas and James.
Hold on, I got one request though. I got one request, coach.
Yes, sir.
that Get Down Brown be the team chaplain?
I got to be. Come on, let's go.
I love
Amen.
it. Amen. All right, brother. Appreciate it, man.
For my
All right, man.
Okay,
Lord.
brother. Yeah.
Boy, Coach Hayes gonna do it at a discount, 7.9. I do it at 7.9 million for 9 years. Y'all too funny. All right, I'm getting to these. Lexus. Hey, Lexus.
Coach Hayes, hello.
How you doing? Real quick, I got a question. They said that you sent E. Brown. You know E. Brown, old private eye here. They call him Magnum E. Brown, not Magnum PI. They said you sent E. Brown over here to spy on me. Is that true, Lexus?
Who is E. Brown?
Oh, now you playing like you don't know who E. Brown is. Okay. All right. You just said enough. Okay.
I don't know who E. Brown is.
All right. I hear you.
Tell me who he is.
No, but I could hear you smiling through the phone. And once she grinned, I'm in, game begin. There it is. Let's go.
You silly. Okay, I'm calling you for one reason tonight.
All right.
To understand.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you sitting up here with all kind of rabbits out the hat to justify your loss to Rutgers? You know Rutgers hasn't been mentioned on a football field since Jesus was a baby. And now you go start talking about their football schedule and how tough it was and trying to say that's the reason and they lose it.
Lexus, I didn't say that. Lexus, don't do Lexus, don't do me like
that. Ain't never mentioned no Rutgers in probably your entire time on YouTube.
Lexus, don't do me like that. That's not what
say,
Lexus.
Well, they better what they you just got beat by an inferior team. You do understand the best team don't always win, which is why the game is played on the field, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't say that. You know you a better team than Rutgers. Come on now.
Yes.
As the Rutgers, then what are we talking about? I need you to take that you down and put up another letter. Make it red and add a GA on it or something.
Now maybe I need to add a CL and a T. How about I hold on, how about I add a no, but how about I add a CL and a T to it? You understand?
What did you say?
What if I add a C, L, and a T to that U? Then you'll understand where I'm coming from. Come on, Lexus.
Don't be trying to talk to me. Don't be getting off topic.
I'm not off topic. You said I got that U up there. Hold up. No, you said I got the U up there. If I'm gonna add a GA to it,
hear me. Miami was 75. You did remember that Miami just forgot to take a knee at one game.
Yeah, but I still said 75.
They should have been lost.
You right.
Georgia Tech.
And I've said this before.
Georgia
you know
girl, I'm a Georgia peach, and I'm saying that.
I know, but listen what I was saying. No, but
that game should have been lost.
But the reason I said
a couple of more like that.
No, but the reason I said 7 and 5 was because hold on. The reason I said 7 and 5.
Shouldn't even been the same sentence with Miami.
I know, but the reason I said 7 and 5. No, Lexus. The reason I said 7 and 5. The reason I said 7 and 5 because I felt like Coach Cristobal and the staff would drop a game. I really did want to go 8, and there's the game that they dropped. But I was making fun about the U, saying I should add a CL and a T to spell out cult, C-U-L-T. That's all. I was really trying to be funny. But anyway, that was a cult-like response, and you're 100% right. I can't make an excuse for that. But that's part of when you debate a question, you got to kind of find something to do, even though if you feel like you're lying to yourself. But that's what it is. Anyway, Lexus, I want to say this. Since you're a Georgia fan, and y'all spanked them Florida State Seminoles. Y'all spanked them good.
Yes, sir.
Hold on now, because I hear that. I can see the laughter and the smiling in your voice when you say yes, sir. But just know this, January 8th, you know what me and you have in common?
Absolutely nothing.
We're going to be sharing the same couch watching Michigan and Washington play. That's what we're going to be doing.
Oh, so, no, we're not, honey. We're on a completely different couch. You are not allowed to have any Miami Hurricanes in the Georgia couch. Okay, because Georgia's couch is a couch that really gonna be in the what they call them sessions, the VIP section of the championship game, because they really should have been on the field. Miami ain't gonna even be allowed in the stadium. So that's gonna be a completely different couch. Don't you dare try that. Just like I said, Rutgers don't belong in the same sentence with Miami. Miami don't belong in the same sentence with Georgia. Don't you play me. Don't do it. Don't you pee on my leg and try to tell me it's raining.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Lexus. It's 2024. I'm gonna let that go. We're gonna rock and roll to the end of time. Y'all too funny, man.
But I love you, and I want you to know I was cheering for Miami. I actually like the Miami Hurricanes. Let's be clear about that. I don't know if I've ever told you that. I like Miami, which is kind of why I could stand and listen to your show for that every now and then. Because I like the Miami Hurricanes. And there will be times I want them to win. And I certainly want them to beat Rutgers because I didn't even remember Rutgers had a football team. So I'm like, yes, you're going to beat them in the bowl game. This is going to be I thought y'all were going to beat Rutgers over here.
Lexus, you got me on speakerphone?
You're not winning. You come with these rabbits you try to pull out of head and trying to justify.
You got me on Lexus.
I really like to say you had a good old fashioned butt whipping.
Don't tease me with a good time, Lexus. I would just say that, but here we go. I just want to ask a quick question. Do you have me on speakerphone, Lexus?
Yes, I do. I want everybody to hear you.
I know, but take me out because it's not echoing, it's going in and out. That's the only reason I said that. I'm sorry. But they can hear me if you talk normal. I'm going to just say this at the end. LMV says, Coach Hayes football. Can you hear me, Lexus? Can you hear me? Going once.
I can't hear you when I take you off.
Okay. Well, hear me here. LMV, Omega Red won to give the giveaway. So he says, Coach Hayes football, if you didn't give Omega's give it to Lexus driver. So Lexus, you just won the December giveaway. So all you do is go to the Coach Hayes football stores right below, pick anything you want in there, as long as it got my face on it. And I'll send it to you. Email me or text me, whatever the email, like the address and all that stuff, and we'll put it out there.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. Tell Ellie be the queen. I said thank you. That's the other reason I watch your show. You get rid of the queen, I'm going.
Omega Red, but Omega LMV, hey, LMV the producer,
so
but
know what the deal really is. And you know what? I am going to continue to listen. And football season, I would cheer for the Miami Hurricanes. I don't care who they beat. No, they'll beat Georgia. I'm in good shape.
See, you starting out 2024 wrong, Lexus, and I'm not going to stand for it. So therefore, I'm going to sit down. That's all I'm going to say. You have a good one. Like I said, don't forget.
Right, darling. You for letting me talk to me and taking my call. I'm going to let the next person in line talk, and I'm going to listen.
All right.
Have a wonderful night.
Yes, man. Do me a quick favor. Make sure you check out the store right up underneath the video. Choose anything in there, but you got to either email me at coachhayesfootball@gmail. With a, like if you just screenshot or whatever, so I know what it is.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Bye now. All right, that was fun. All right, real quick, I'm gonna give the next I said I was giving away 2, and that's what I was gonna do. So let's see if we can go ahead and give this away. Let's go ahead. Let's spit thing one more again. We can give 2 things away right quick and make it happen. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what's going on right now. Mr. Jackson. You got after this caller to call in, Mr. Jackson. Matter of fact, let's spin it twice. Make sure it's nice. So whoever called in first, spin it 3 times. Keep spinning it. Raider Chris. Chris Jackson, Raider, Mr. Jackson. And Miss Diva won. I ain't seen her in a long time because she's studying. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna make that happen. I'm gonna spin those. So Miss Diva won, Raider Chris, and Mr. Jackson. Those 3 right there won. Whoever called in first win it. All right. While we take this next call, I ain't never try to give stuff away. People don't want. They're like, my stuff's up, man. Shout out Kane. What's up with you, baby?
What's going on, Coach? How y'all living?
I'm good, man. What's up with you?
I don't know. What's the topic? Because I've heard Georgia fans call in. I've heard E Brown or not E Brown, Get Down Brown call in talking about Coach Chris Ball and the coach. So what's the subject, bro?
We just talking about Jacurri Brown stays at Miami. Is that's good, bad? Do you still think we should get a transfer portal guy? Do you think we should get two? What is he the man for next year? Is he fight it out with Emory Williams? What? But whatever you want to talk about.
I do think he's the man for next year. So I'm not worried. If you want to bring in a veteran coming in next year, I feel like that'd be best. Somebody who, if Jacurri Brown got his shoelaces tangled and Emery's arm is a little tight or sore, somebody could come and run your system. I feel like that's decent. Yeah, no. Okay, so hold on. I got some stats for you, Coach, because I've been listening. I've been patient, and people are irritating me. So I just got some stats that I'm finna run over real quick because people been irritating me about this Coach Chris Ball thing. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So listen. People always say that Miami has had the best talent roster in the ACC for years, and that's absolutely true. We have. But of the talent roster, of all the blue chip people we had, 40 of them were skill position and only 13 were linemen, defensive or offensive. So that's 40 blue chip skill position people and only 13 blue chip offensive or defensive linemen since Mark Richt was head coach. So between Coach Richt and Coach Diaz, we have only had 13 blue chip offensive and defensive linemen. So that was probably about 5 to 6 years of coaching. I don't care how many skill position people you have. If you do not win those trenches in every single game, we are not going absolutely anywhere. We're not. Since Coach Chris Ball has been the head coach in Miami, we have had 14 blue chip offensive and defensive linemen come in the span of. I took away 2021 when he was only on campus for about 2 weeks. I took that out. So in his first 2 full recruiting cycles, we have 14.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're heading in the right direction that way. So I feel like we're going to be just fine coming up. I think he needs to work on his game management, but I honestly think we're going to win the ACC championship next year. I don't think we're going undefeated. I don't think we're going to do all that, but I do think we win our first championship. I definitely believe that. I know my plane's about to crash, but that's perfectly okay. For all the people who are saying that Mario is not the right coach because he hasn't beaten Florida State, yada, 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 all this and that. Dabo against Florida State in his first 5 years was 2-5. Jim Harbaugh, who just won 2 back-to-back games against Ohio State, was 0-5 against Ohio State. Kirby Smart is 1-5 against Nick Saban. Harbaugh is about to play the national championship. Kirby just won back-to-back national championships, and Dabo went to 4 straight national championships. I'm okay with 2 years of going through some rough patches. Y'all need to relax and stop trying to change the system just because it's not quick enough for your liking. All right, Coach, I'm done.
Listen, Shy, I love you like a play cousin. I love you like a real brother. But my man, you said win a natty. You said win an ACC championship next year.
Yeah. Just like all y'all thought we were going undefeated, 10-2, 11-1 last year. And I told y'all, no, we ain't there yet. Y'all need to relax.
Not this guy.
And CW, you could say whatever you want. CW, you could say whatever you want. I don't care what you say. You could do your own research. I don't care what your personal opinion is. I'm just telling you numbers and facts. I don't give a damn what your personal opinion is.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
Here's what I'll say, though. Here's what I'll say. I hear you. I love the optimism. However, my brother, that's a tall task you asking. Second, those so Michigan, I get it. Michigan, the losses to Ohio State, that's the rival. I hate to say this, but this is a fact on my head. If I could be like Ohio State and be 11-1 and lose to Florida State for the next 3 years, I'll probably take that. But I can't lose to Florida State and these other bums. You get where I'm coming from? Like, that's the difference.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely.
No. Ohio State, for example.
Yeah.
I get it. They lost to Michigan in the last, 3 years in a row. They won all their other games. I don't think there's anybody for Ohio State. I'm saying they won. They okay, Ohio State has won all of their games except the Michigan game, right? I know they lost to Oregon the previous year, but just follow me. There is not out of 218 people watching this, and whoever watches the replay in the sound of my voice would not take a 57-7 record at the University of Miami over the next 5 years from the Miami Hurricanes. Ryan Day is 50. Hold on. Ryan Day is 57-7, 56-7, whatever he is. Maybe 57 and 6-8, somewhere in there. Over the next, with 5 years he's coaching, how long Ryan Day been? I don't know. Whatever it is. You can't tell me you wouldn't switch that out for what we've been going through.
Hey, Coach. Hey, let me know when you're done so I can just say what
I know. Point. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm not saying that we're not going to want even more later. But what sense does it make to lose to Florida State and Georgia Tech and Louisville and North Carolina State? I would rather, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I would rather be 11-1 with the one loss being to Florida State for the next 3 or 4 years than mess around. We sitting here right now at 12-13 as a total record. How about this? How about I got a better one for you? You ready? Check me out now. Mm-hmm. Check me out. Would you rather have a 12-13 record than what we have now? You ready?
I'm waiting.
Or would you rather be 23-2? And those two losses are to Florida State.
Now, can I ask you one question?
As soon as you answer that, would you rather be 12-13 where the current record is right now, or 23-2 and the two losses are to Florida State?
In the short span, of course, I'm only taking the two losses. In the short span, I am not refuting that at all. I promise you I'm not.
Okay.
But can I ask you this?
Go for it, brother.
What is Jim Harbaugh's career record at Michigan? What is his career record?
I don't know. I can pull it up unless you have it already. I'll take your word on it.
No, I'm only going off of this because he's been there since 2015. Okay, he's been at Michigan since 2015.
Okay.
You said Ryan Day's record at Ohio State is what?
Like 56-7 or 57-8, something like that.
56-7, 56-8.
Somewhere in there, yep.
Jim Harbaugh's record at Michigan is 85-25.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be wrong, but I'm just going off what that says.
Okay.
And you know what Jim Harbaugh is playing in this Saturday that Ryan Day hasn't even been able to get to yet?
I'm listening.
A national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Day has not played in has not coached a national championship Ohio State winning team. His records have been immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
His teams have been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't gotten to the last game of the year that every head coach wants to play.
I can agree with that.
Jim Harbaugh, however many years people have wanted to fire him, how many years they have said that he is outdated, everything that they told Jim Harbaugh that he is playing in the one game that Ryan Day hasn't been able to get to.
Okay.
And all he did was stay his course.
I'm listening.
And that is it.
Okay.
So I would much rather follow our own course. I'm going to let people do what they need to do. And I'm going to let Coach Cristobal, if he doesn't do it, then you know what? I'll come on here and be like, hey, listen. You know, he might not even do it. But if he doesn't do it, he will leave this program 500% better than it was when he entered.
Okay. No problem. I'm with you 1,000%. However, and again, this is kind of debate-ish, but Jim Harbaugh was been there since he's been at Michigan for 9 years, 113 games, right? He has 88 wins in 113 games. 88 and 25, right? He's been there 9 years.
Mhm.
Ryan Day has been there 6 years. So Jim Harbaugh has 3 years on Ryan Day with a much better record. I'm saying if they started the race evenly, Ryan Day looks better right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he looks better now. And you're right. I was flawed. He got beat by Bama in the national championship game. He got beat by Bama. Well,
Thank you kindly.
Boat race by what, 30 or 40 points?
Yep. In the Sugar Bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got boat raced. Okay.
He said they got boat raced. Damn it. Oh.
They got boat raced. What you mean?
But hold
They
on.
got boat raced.
He did that in year 3. He did that in year 3.
And during the COVID year that everybody says was Manny Diaz's best year.
I'm just talking about it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about it. I get it.
You're
not
year
wrong.
He made it to the national.
You're not wrong.
championship
All
when
I'm saying
some
is
of the
this.
best players in college football opted out. That
Okay.
was the 1 year he made it.
All right, let me tie this back. Let's tie it back to Miami. The reason you brought that up, I guess you brought that up. I brought that up. What I'm saying is, with all of this being said, right? And I can hear all of that, yada, 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 yada. Jim Harbaugh is making what? Same amount of money as Mario?
Same amount.
Okay. All I'm saying is, bro, would you rather be 12 and 13 or 23 and 2? That's all I'm asking.
Is it 2 years? Is it 2 years we've had? Absolutely. I'm taking those two, the one loss a year type. Absolutely.
That's it.
I'm taking that 10 out of 10. Now, can I ask you this?
All right, last one, because I got to get Mike Lowry on here.
I know you got to go. I know you got to go.
Yeah, anytime it get tough, I got to leave. That's what I do. Anytime it get tough, I got to dip.
All right, let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Would you take let's just do it this way. Would you take would you take 4 years of let's say let's do this. Let's take Kirby Smart's first 4 years, where Kirby lost, I think it was 6 games in his first 4 years. And he couldn't beat Alabama, he couldn't do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ended up winning back-to-back national championships.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you take Ryan Day's Ohio State record?
Okay,
they've been at their schools in the same amount of time.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up his record now. So I'm looking at Kirby Smart right now. Is 94 and 16, dog. He's not. Yeah, but nobody.
But listen. No. I understand that Kirby is a better coach than Mario. I understand that. He has had better teams. He went to the national championship in the second year.
Kirby's been there 8 years. He's been there 8 years.
Yeah,
he got it 2016.
I'm agreeing with you 100%. So people were calling for this man's job because he could not beat Alabama. So I'm giving you this scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think us as Miami fans could handle Mario losing to Florida State for 4 straight years and not winning an ACC championship.
I agree.
Miami fans could.
Listen, I agree with saying that. Listen, I'm not saying Coach Cristobal or any coach wouldn't receive backlash from it, but I still would rather be 56 and 8 than 12 and 13. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Because guess what?
But I'd much rather end it on a national championship than probably not snip it the rest of his time there.
I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, man, I appreciate you. Listen, I got to rush out, man. Let me get up out of here, man. But no, you're right. Listen, at the end of the day.
Hey, and on your next call-in show, CW, if you on there, I'll definitely bet you.
Ooh, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Anyway, let me get happy, man. Y'all shut up.
All right.
All right,
bro.
All right, that was Shot-Town Kane in the building, man. Oh, shoot, did I just hang up on? No, I didn't. Mike might want to go last. 94, I'm going to close the phone line at us. Give us your name where you calling
Coach A.
What's up, man?
What's happening? This is Tony from Melbourne, Florida. You spoke to me not too long ago. We was
Yeah.
talking about them haters in the Prime show. You know, if you ain't forget.
Hey, hold on. Can I say this? We just went 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 31, 32, 33 seconds, and nobody brought up Colorado and Prime. Dang.
Oh yeah, I don't even care about Prime or Colorado.
I know, but I'm saying nobody brought it up. Nobody brought it up. And there you go. I'm just messing with you, man. Go ahead. Talk to me, Tony. What's up, man?
Oh no, I was just reminding you. No, man. I remember the last time I called. I was explaining how we not the old Hurricanes no more. All right, so boom. What I'm trying to say is, everybody expects Mario to just come into Miami and just turn Miami into Oregon, Georgia, Alabama. Miami is not an easy job in college football.
What do you mean?
On top of Miami not being an easy job, if you're a thorough Miami Hurricanes fan who watch every game, we got the whole NCAA against us, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, what my thing is, Florida came in. I heard somebody say this about Jaden Rashada. Florida came in and offered him $13 million after we offered him $9 million. Why isn't Florida getting in trouble for that? Florida offered him more money and then didn't give it to him just to lure him away from Miami. How does that make sense?
Hold on. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You trying to say we offered a kid $9 million NIL deal?
I believe it's possible. If stretched out over 4 years, that really ain't nothing but about 2.2 a year.
Not me. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll be the old. Yeah. Maybe I might be the old goat. Bruh, I ain't giving no unproven dude no 2.2 million. And then you guess where he ended up? Arizona State.
Nah. At Arizona State getting paid $50,000 a year because his daddy was too greedy.
But anyway, but go ahead, man. I'm listening to you. Mm-hmm.
You good? Oh man, and I just really want to, temper expectations, bro. Like we haven't done anything. Even Georgia, when they inherited Kirby Smart, Mark Richt hadn't done a horrible job with the Georgia program. He just couldn't get them over the national title hump. Yeah. But as far as them being a perennial top 15 team, they were that for a long time. Matter of fact, I would beg to even, argue with somebody that even the year that Mark Richt left, he at least won about 9-10 games.
Agree.
Georgia is in a. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying I agree. Go ahead.
Georgia was in a better position than us. The SEC schools get more money than we get. But probably, double the money we get as a football program because of TV contracts. On top of Kirby Smart already having the Nick Saban blueprint and being able to go to Georgia and install that same exact thing. He was the defense coordinator. Mario was just the offensive line coach for him. I feel like Mario makes mistakes as a head coach. Don't get me wrong, but he bringing in the right talent. I just feel like this Miami job is not an easy job, bro. If it was that easy, how many coaches have failed since we I'm trying to think of the coach that coached that the last coach we had, but he came in right after Butch Davis, but I can't remember his name.
Coker.
Larry Coker. Think of every coach we've had since Coker. Who's been able to do it? Hell, Randy Shannon had the #1 recruiting class in the nation, and he couldn't do it. It's a hard job to do. Everybody expects listen, Nick Saban couldn't come and turn this into a 10-win team in 2 seasons. I don't care what nobody says. It's not an easy job. And then on top of that, it's Miami. It's not easy. It's not easy to have these kids focus on pure football. You got to have somebody come in who really grab them by the nose and make them handle business. It's every time I hear one of these shows, I just feel like, man, give it more time. Y'all want to judge it after the next couple of years? Go ahead. The man's put 2 top 10 recruiting classes into Miami. Who's the last head coach to do that? You ain't gonna just pop up and be a Washington. You don't have Washington coaches, but you got better than Washington talent. Let us take time, man. Mario ain't perfect, but I tell you what, when the last time you seen a 5-star defensive tackle that wasn't from Miami commit to Miami? And I'll wait. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Can I ask this? Then let me ask
we
you this. So let me ask you this question. You said give it time. What does your clock say?
I put it like this. By year 4, if he's still making the same mistakes and we still look like the same old Miami,
I need some
what
numbers.
What are we going to do? Get rid of him, man?
No, I want to quantify this. I want to quantify this. Meaning, last year was 5-7. This year was 7-5. I want to see what is your progression plan for Miami as a fan? Like you saying, give it time. So if you had a choice to stand on the podium, right, and you were standing on the podium and you were talking to the fan base and you were advocating for time, how do you convey this message right now? I'm giving you a chance to convey this message to the fan base about give it time, and what does that look like? If you can project what it looks like. Mm-hmm.
I got you. You're dealing with what we like to call a total rebuild, where how many people came off the team to start with? Maybe about 30, 40 kids. We brought more kids in, had to run it the last 2 seasons. If I were advocating for Mario, man, I'll say give him a couple more years. And because
I need numbers though. Let's quantify. You can't say a couple because we all know the word couple means 2.
2 more years. 2 more years.
Okay.
2 more years. But
and in 2 years, hold on.
If you don't see an improvement, go ahead. If you don't see a 2-win improvement, if we don't win at least 9 games this next year, we're going backwards. You know what I'm saying? I want to see us at least improve 2 wins a season. It might be, a lot of people might ask for more than that. But I feel like this ain't Oregon. We don't have Nike money behind us. We don't have, I wouldn't say we don't have the Oregon prestige. We got more prestige than Oregon. But Oregon's a little more beloved as far as college football. Oregon, something bad happened with Oregon on TV. They're not going to talk bad about Oregon like they're going to do us. If we'd have got beaten the way Florida State got beaten on TV, they wouldn't have been making no excuses for us.
Yeah, because of what we've done. But it's also because of what we've done. So here's my question to you, brother. You said 2 wins. I get it. 5-7, 7-9, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
What happens if we go 7 again? What do you now call? What do you call that season?
We go 7 wins again. That's a complete failure, my boy.
But you got to give it time.
That's a complete failure.
Hold up. But you got to give it a time, Tony. That's what you just said. You got to give it time.
Yeah, you got to, and let me tell you why. Our first season under Mario Cristobal, we were super soft. This season, it might not show in the win column, and it definitely might not show after we play Rutgers. But if you go and watch through the season, we weren't as soft. We played tougher. We played harder. It's certain things it's a culture that got to be put into balance in Miami. The culture was all messed up, man. It's a culture. You ain't gonna. But if by year 3, if we still see the same thing, Mario can't manage the clock, quarterback want to throw 4 interceptions, our offense coordinator still look the same. If our offense still has the same problems through 2 coordinators in 3 years, it's Mario. It's not the offense coordinator.
So let me ask you this about this culture thing, and I'm beginning to. I got another call here, 9334, Mike Lowry coming.
You're all good, bro.
I just locked the conference, so nobody was calling. Here's my thing.
You're all good.
Here's my question. Everybody keeps talking about this culture. I'm sorry, real quick before I say that. Let me give my dono love right here. For the dono,
you all good.
Maximus for the $10. Under Manny, Delaney, Burns, Elder, Bush, Jaquan, Red Wine, MJ3, Ivy went to the league. That's 2 secondaries. Phillips, Russo, Quarterman, just saying appearances deceiving. Use your talent. True story. Now, the sad part about it is I remember Streeter asked Manny this question. We got all these guys going to the NFL, but we can't win games. That's what's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And then CW for $2. What big time college football job is easy? Excuses. Before you respond, like I know you want to respond. Let me just say this.
You good.
Everybody talks culture. I look at jobs. Correct me if I'm wrong. North Carolina State, right? North Carolina State. I don't know if it's culture. I don't know because we talk about it because that's what we heard. here at Miami.
Yeah.
I get it. Everybody talks about Manny Diaz, the culture. I think Manny Diaz is a low-hanging fruit right there. I'm gonna be honest. I think Manny Diaz was the low-hanging
Easy to
fruit,
pick on.
easy to pick on. You know, they even go as far, he's a Cuban that don't speak Spanish. I mean, whatever. Okay, I get it. Low-hanging fruit, easy to pick on because the new toy is nicer. But let's go to another place. Let's go into a little different right quick. I look at a place. I apologize. Yeah, I look at a place.
You're right.
Is this it? Am I looking right? Yep, I'm looking right. No, what's the? Oh, I'm sorry, not that. Wrong school.
You good, bro?
No, I'm coming. Okay, I had the wrong school. I'm like, huh? Okay, I look at a place. I look at a place. God, no, I'm typing to myself. I didn't want to make sure I had the right thing. Because I know I could bring up places like Duke, but I'm not gonna do that. That's low hanging fruit, also.
Washington is the perfect one to use. Washington gets a bunch of 3-star, tough Pacific Northwest kids, and they coach them up and they develop them. You can't name one 5-star, off of Washington roster.
I can agree with that. Utah as well, right? Utah
as well.
Yeah. Here's my issue though, and here's why I think I have issues. Why is it you can look at anybody else, right? Let's go look at Bobby Petrino when Scott Satterfield took over. Bobby Petrino was 2-10. Scott Satterfield comes back, goes 8-5, right? Then he drops 4-7, 6-7, 8-5. But Jeff Brom comes in, goes from 8-5 to 10-2. I hear the culture thing, but I highly disagree. I highly disagree with it because I think it's a scapegoat. I think it's an easy thing to say because here's the deal. If I go look at Miami, Manny winning the same amount of games as this guy winning, playing the same kind of schedule. Right on.
You're right. He ain't recruiting like he is.
But it don't matter.
Really won't see the fruits.
I know, but what
another year.
No, but it doesn't. Yeah, but regardless, he also has a transfer portal in his back pocket, right? Yeah. That's the difference. He also had a transfer portal in his back pocket. Man, he doesn't have that. And so when I look at the Miami Hurricanes and I look at their record, I'm saying to myself, everybody talks about culture. Well, Manny was 6-7, 8-3, 7-5, middle of the road coach. This guy comes in 5-7, 6-7. But what I'm saying, you're getting the same results.
I get that, but you're not getting the same results, and let me tell you why. Manny's 7-16 ain't a Mario 7-16, and I'm gonna tell you why. Manny's 7-16 or 8-3 team got blown out by 50 or 40 against a top-ranked team.
Not with the more victories, dog. Don't do it. Don't do the more.
No, it's not. I'm saying what you're doing is you building. Rome wasn't building today. You understand what I'm saying? You are building. If you are building in your first team, which ain't no excuse for us going 5-7, and wasn't no excuse for him going 75 this year, but I saw the improvement. And I saw that no team like what North Carolina did to Manny Diaz ran for 400 to 500 yards on us. Well, culture is two different cultures that played in that game the other day. It was Florida State's crying ass culture, and it was Georgia tough mentality culture. And they met and they beat the hell out of Florida State. Florida State was so soft, they were too busy about being snubbed. But Georgia could have said the same thing. Georgia had 2 players sit out that game. What'd that tell you? Florida State had 29. What'd that tell you between them two cultures? They wasn't really ready to go out there and die for their coach. Georgia was. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference in culture. Culture is we can be put in the same situation, but who's going to have the right mentality when things go wrong? When things went wrong for us this season, as opposed to other seasons, we go down 14-0 to a team, we battle back, regardless if we won or lost that game. Just like in the bowl game, just like against Texas A&M, we saw strides this year. Strides I did not see under Manny Diaz. Them boys go down 17-0, they're about to get blown out. That's what I mean by changing culture. It's about a mentality. Now, the X's and O's, Mario's not an X's and O's coach. And God Lee, he's not an X's and O's coach. But he's a recruiter. So that means he got to get time to bring guys in. If he brings his guys in and he starts falling on his face, get him the hell out of there. But he's a recruiter. If he was an X's and O's guy and you didn't see any improvement in the first 2 years, I understand that. But he's a recruiter. So I feel like we should progress every year. If we don't, somebody else going to have to do it. But that's what I mean by culture. We're not as soft as we used to be. We're not going to go down to a team. Hell, that running back had a good game the other day. He ran for what, 150, 160 something? Hell, he would have ran for 300 yards on the Manny defense. Mark, am I lying?
Yeah, but we still walked out of there with an L, dog. Like, I hear you, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I felt the same way. Just like with the Georgia Tech Neal game, just with a lot of things. But I think what we'll see next year is that move forward. What we saw this year, move forward. Just like what we saw the first year, move forward. So that's all I'm saying. As it takes time. You know, you think I like going 7-6? Hell no. I wanted to. We should have been a 9-4 team or a 10-win team. But I saw the improvement despite the record. If you get where I'm coming from.
I think those are moral victories, personally, Tony. I hear you. I appreciate you.
No, I
understand where you're coming from. However, it's either do you get blown out or do you drop a game, right? Here's the difference. Here's the equivalent. No, I mean, they're serious. Here's the equivalent, right? Watch this. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Would you rather be blown out or would you rather lose a game because you can't score on offense?
I wouldn't like to get blown out at all, to be honest with you. I done played on bad teams.
No problem.
Like getting blown out.
You may not like to get blown out. But how about also losing the football game because you have not scored an offensive touchdown?
No, I definitely get that.
Okay. We've done that twice under this regime. Same thing. How about this? Would you like to get blown out or would you like to lose a game because you don't take a knee?
Man, please. I'd rather get blown out.
But that's my point. It's tomato. I hear what you're saying about the blowouts, but we're also losing games because we can't score a point. We lost North Carolina State because we scored no touchdowns.
Yeah, we got in the red zone how many times? So yeah,
bro, we going to double, triple overtime with Virginia last year because we can't score a touchdown on Virginia. We don't take a knee this year. We lose to Middle Tennessee State the previous year. Like, so it's tomato. You win game, but yeah, guess what? I get blown out. Maybe just because I'm not a better. The team is just better. It's what it is, right? Maybe whatever.
Yeah.
But I would rather get blown out and say I'm not as good as that program right now versus being a better program and still lose the game because I can't get it in the end zone.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's how I look at it.
Better program than NC State, so I get that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I look at it. I look at it like,
yeah.
So anyway, I got to push on, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, Coach. I'll call you another time.
Anytime, man. Anytime is open, man. Yeah, you want to walk. All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. 2 on 93-34 on you. I'm coming, Mike. Much love to you, bro. 93-34.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
What's going on? You asked to be let in, so I let you in. 'Tis the season to be jolly. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm just saying, Coach, I feel like I think they need to get a portal quarterback, the push Jacurri, but I don't think they need to replace Jacurri with him. I feel like this kid deserves the chance to be the man for us and get us over that hump. It's a bad to me. To me, it's a bad sign or signal to these players when you're trying to get someone to go over them, and then you wait, and then that player like you want to do something different, and then you try to go after somebody else. I really wouldn't blame the kid if he didn't, but I'm glad he decided to stay.
I agree. We talked about that. I am glad that he stayed. I talked about being a fly on the wall in that meeting. I just would love to see what his future plan is. I'm not worried about what happened to him. I would love to see what future plan is for Jacurri Brown in the Miami Hurricanes. I would love to. If I was the family member, I would have asked, I want to see what is your, please map out your plan for my son, whatever, nephew, grandson, whoever's in charge. And just let me know, what does it look like? Do you think he's not developed enough? He needs another year. Okay, you think so. How do you plan on developing? What's the development plan then if you think he's not developed enough? If you do think he's developed enough to play in the game, then how do you develop him preseason, right? Spring ball? How is he being developed? Summer? And how is he being developed during the season? And then, I'm just saying, I would have asked for that. If you want me to stay here, I need to see what that plan looks like, because that's only fair. You know what I mean? And as long as we're on that plan, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. And if you come to me and say, look, if he's not meeting these goals by this certain time in the plan, I got to make a decision to bench him, I can't be mad as a parent or an overseer. I just say that. I can't be mad. I can't be mad.
But do you feel that hinders of getting a top quarterback in future recruiting efforts if they see that he's not really, I'm not going to say up to standard, but if he's below what they want, do you think that hinders a kid from coming in if they're just going to go to the portal and try to get the best quarterback out of the portal?
I guess so. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what they were doing anyway. But again, that's what makes it kind of iffy, right? Did you really want him, or are you stuck with him? I always tell people this: go where you want it, and not. Go where you appreciate it and not tolerate it. Okay, and so, but again, he made his decision. He's there, so apparently he feels appreciated. That's all I can say. I don't have any insight on that. I don't have any inside information. So apparently, Jacurri Brown feels appreciated at the University of Miami versus tolerated. And that's simple. And we'll go with it from there. No problem. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming in. Thanks, man. Let me go and get Mike so I can get up there, man.
All right, Coach. You have a good
night. You too, brother. Thank you. Boy, Mike, you're the most patient dude on earth, boy. I'm coming to you. Let me read this dono, and I'm coming straight to you, brother. Kane with it, 1986. Do we really expect Mario to have turned around this team in 2 years? I think a coach needs 3 years to show his worth. Thank you, Kane with it for night. No, I'm not asking for a turnaround. And it all depends. You have to, I guess for most people, I stop saying me. I think the most people is not about the turnaround. I think it's about how things also look optically. I keep bringing this up, right? Like, turnaround is, I don't think anybody was asking for him to beat Florida State last year. I don't think people are mad at that. It was just a better team. And we were not playing at our best. I don't even think people are mad North Carolina loss. I think people are upset at the games that we were supposed to win. We lost. And I think that's where people are missing the mark. I think people are thinking that when you add, now again, I can't speak for everybody, but I think people are thinking when you say standards. No. We're talking win the games we're supposed to win. And I'm going to bring this up again. Middle Tennessee State. Blah. Huh? Duke. Blah. First year coach. Hell, we helped get him the job at Texas A&M. Take a knee, Georgia Tech. And here's, you have to understand the optics. They had just fired their defensive coordinator at Georgia Tech. People don't want to talk about that. They had just fired the defensive coordinator at Georgia Tech and not brought him in, but moved the guy up. Huh? Say what? Like, I think it's more of the games that we lose are like head scratches. Like, how? How do we lose this game? Like, how do we lose this game? And I think that's the biggest question came with it. It's like, how do we lose those games? But to give them credit, we go in and knock off a Texas A&M. That was progress. And then we come back and we the bed later. I think that's really what it is. All right. And somebody said, I disagree with you, Coach. I don't know where it was. I'm sorry. It got pushed along. I'm not disagree with about, but okay. All right, let me get the mic, Larry, man. You've been patiently waiting. Mike, talk to me, man. I know you're going to run. What's up, baby? I know you're going to run with it, dog. So I'm going to let you ride out, man. Talk to me.
All right. Well, here we go. We love facts, right? We love the black and white, right?
Don't know.
Okay, here we go. Miami total offense for the year of 2023-24. Total offense, 5,605 yards. Total offensive allowed for opponents, 4,181 yards. That's a big difference, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Total plays, 876 to 808. That means we ran more plays than our opponents. Average play, 6.4. Opponent, 5.2. Average yards per game, 431 to 321. Touchdowns for Miami, 49. Opponents, 35. Remember, I was telling you about the Oracle, and as well as a couple more guys have touched on it. So we're fighting against the NCAA. That right there tell you alone that, I've been very critical of Cristobal. I've been critical of Lance Guidry, Shannon Dawson. But as I'm looking at this black and white, we trending in the right direction.
Okay.
Let's not fire the guys so fast.
Agreed.
We live in the here and now. I'm sorry, everybody. We pay our money. We bet our money. We buy apparel. And we still have to put the brown paper bag over our heads. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
But when we look at these statistics, and I'm going to prove some more things to you. As you say you're going to let me ride out. I'm glad you let me in the Learjet.
G5, baby. Watch this. Pilot going down. All right, here we go.
So I want our passing numbers to get back up there. I want the Malik Roziers to come back. I want the Jacurri Harrises to come back. I don't know if you ever watched Jacurri Harris. He did an interview and he talked about how they finagled him into going to Miami because he was in a run and shoot offense, and when he got there, they dummied the offense down on him. You got to watch some of those videos. And it's bad that they did Jacurri like that. As well as it's bad how they did N'Kosi Perry like that. But when I look at these numbers in passing, we have 3,300 compared to 2,800.
Okay.
We threw the ball 436 times, and we only had a completion rate of 283. Versus they threw the ball 396 on us, and they only had 225.
All right, so hold on. Let me just go through these stats, because sometimes when you throw a lot of numbers, it's hard for people that's listening because you're reading them so you can see the context of them. So let's do this when we talk the numbers, because I get where you're coming from. and not disputing the numbers, but it's hard for listeners, even including myself, 'cause I'm trying to picture the columns and keep up with all the numbers, because eventually numbers just start running together. What do those numbers tell you as you look at that data? What does that data tell you?
That means we was kicking ass, but you know, you had mental mistakes on the field. We couldn't get off the field on certain downs. We had turnovers at the wrong time in critical moments. You know, we seen the game. We had North Carolina in the bag, but we had the wrong quarterback. He leading us down the way. You seen that we had the Georgia Tech game. We came back in that game, but we had some selfish philosophy ideologies where we wanted to get Don Chaney his first 100-yard rushing of his career.
Okay.
You know, and he bolted on us at the end of the career, at the end of the season. Like, we have to really dig deep. Like, I like the guy that was just on last before you brought me on. Culture matters, coach. Culture matters. We have to get the cankerworm out of the good apples. We have a bunch of good apples. Like, we just let Rashad Smith go. We should have been using him all season. He's a game changer. Just like I told you, we let Rooster get out of there. I can keep naming a lot of guys that splashing on.
So, Mike, let me ask you this. So, a kid like Rashard, a guy like Rooster, Kobe Young, right? Kobe Young,
right?
Don Chaney,
right.
I'm trying to think who else. Corey Flagg,
my boy, yes, and you got my boy at number 12. He left.
Number 12. The Dread Jacurri. Right now, you got one brother gone. So
yeah.
I know. So my question now to you. I think besides Rooster, are there any other? You didn't call him cancer. You said canker. So I want to be clear, because some people, you call him cancer. No, you said the canker worm. I know I know exactly what you meant. I know what you meant.
Cancer,
I know what you. I know, but I know
difference.
there's a big difference. So I just want to be clear, because some people would have heard cancer and you said canker. So I appreciate that. So do you think any of those guys are canker worms?
Yeah, because they want the pill. Feed them. Like Ezekiel Elliott. Give me the rock. Why? You see what I can do? Why are you restraining me? Why are you dumbing it down? We've been prolific. When I growed up and you growed up, we spread the ball around and we had splash down, and when we got in the end zone, we made sure you knew it. I hate that these other opponents are throwing the you down. They done took our moxie from us. They done took our chi. They done took our drive. Just like the man said, yeah, it's in Miami. And I keep telling you about our on-site stadium for us. Bring the turnover chain back. Like, we are built on moxie and bravado.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I hate to say this, but I don't believe the turnover chain was a distraction. I thought the turnover chain, but the reason they got rid of it, and this is my opinion, because it was tied to Manny Diaz. I believe in my heart of hearts that the turnover chain being implemented was no difference than the Miami Hurricanes that run through the smoke, no different than the fours being thrown up in fourth quarter, no different than any of that stuff. And I thought it was criminal. I hate to say it that way. That's a little probably harsh. I didn't think it was unfair. Let me say, I thought it was unfair to take that away from the fabric of the university, because we was
back building up our program. We was back building our program.
I know, because
we were so good.
Go ahead. Finish.
We were so good and we were so trending that we had other programs copying us.
They still doing it.
They still doing it.
But here's the difference. It was a trend for them, and it wasn't culture for, like, it was culture for us, trend for them. Remember when we did it, Your teams come out with all type of dumb stuff. You saw Louisville dunking a football in a basketball goal. Tennessee was dunking something in a garbage can. Like Florida State had a book bag. It was trendy and fad for them. But for us, that was our what? That became our culture, right? We
Cuban
run through.
links. You know we wear Cuban links down there.
That's what I'm saying. We run through. Listen, we run through the smoke every game. Some teams don't run through the smoke. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. It is what it is. We run through smoke. We the one. The smoke coming through Miami, throwing the fours up. We did all that. I understand why Cristobal did it. I don't like it because I think they thought it was tied to Miami and it's supposed to be kind of saying, let's get rid of the old into the new. But unfortunately, guess what? We didn't get rid of the smoke. We didn't get rid of a lot of other things that we've done in the past. And I just thought that was unfair to the program within itself because we're the only one that still do it on that level. Everybody else, even Georgia, they got some shoulder pads they put spikes on. Not to be funny. Nick Saban and them, they got the little heavyweight championship belt so far. Hell, one of our players, Kareem Brown, he been on the show. He the one came out the smoke with a championship belt on back in 2001. You understand? With the belt on. Like, so
we gotta turn them dogs loose, man. We gotta let them be themselves, man.
Yeah, and sometimes that's where when you want to change the culture, sometimes that you can have too much change and it has a negative effect. See, sometimes you have to take the anaconda approach and squeeze them to death and they don't realize they're being changed. Right? But if you come in and just rip the Band-Aid off, you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? You know, it's that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a terrible analogy, but it is what it is. I'm just saying
it's a good one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Coach, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
I want to put you on point some more though. Our time of possession, we held the ball an hour longer than any other opponent that we made. We had the ball 6 hours, 51 minutes, and 25 seconds to their 6 hours, 8 minutes, and 35 seconds. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Let me tell you something else what we did that's positive. We had good fourth down conversions. We was 11 for 21, 52%. But our third down conversion, then I tell you, we in critical moments, we didn't stand up. See, I think these guys need to go through critical moments. They need to be out there running on the beach. They need to go back to the old ways they do things. Cristobal know the old ways of doing things. You got to lock these guys back in and create a brotherhood and create the real culture of Miami, Southwest Florida, South Florida, Southeast Florida, Central Florida. And when we go get guys, we go out and get the big hogs from Nebraska and New Jersey. And you know what we did?
I agree.
All right, Coach. Another thing.
Hold on, real quick. I want to answer this. I'm just pulling out Roger Dodger because it stood out. But Roger Dodger and quite a few other people says turnover props are horrible if you're losing by 30 and the player's celebrating. I agree. That doesn't mean you need to pull it out if that's the case. Set the criteria. Set it. Hey, if you're down by,
it's the morale.
Yeah, but set it by 10.
It's the morale, Coach.
I know, but set it by
Coach,
10.
The game is momentum.
It is momentum, but hear me out.
Do you know?
God damn, Mike, hold on. Listen. I'm saying you're right. You have to understand when and when not to do it. No, I don't need to pull out a turnover chain if I get the ball. If I get a fumble recovery with 2 minutes left in the game and you down by 48, maybe not. But that turnover chain does bring a momentum. Imagine your defense out there biting, y'all down by 10, you get a turnover chain. Like, so there's certain criteria, there's certain ways in which you pull it out. So yes, there should be some adjustments to that. But the chain within itself was when it brought out, it set college football on fire. That was no different than when we pulled up with the camo on. That was no different when you seen Alonzo Highsmith. I ain't scared of you. All of that stuff. That's what Miami was built on, man. But anyway, go ahead, Mike.
Coach, what I was trying to tell you is I'm very mad that you got a guy that they cheated us out of the championship, three-time champion in a row. And he's out there calling out why is these guys being talked about, excuse me, I'm bringing it up, going to Colorado when they're not even helping their team down in Miami, such as Warren Sapp and Ed Reed. You know, when Maurice Claret came on Twitter and called out why you guys are not down there. See, that's another thing that needs to go on.
So Mike, hold on. Let me ask you a question, Mike. Hold on. There's two things. There's always two sides. One, how do we know that Sapp and whoever else weren't trying to do that at Miami and may not have been receptive with, right? It was not received. Okay, that's one. So we always have to have that possibility, right? And two, I'm just saying, I mean, is that a fair assessment to say, hey,
yeah,
maybe I went to Coach Cristobal, because I will say this, I know of a receiver that's an alumni that was a coach that wanted to be a part of the UM program, and he's not part of that program. So if he decides to go somewhere else, let's say he decided to go to Colorado, he would be lumped in the same boat. Now, I can't speak for Sapp or anybody else. I don't know their situation. But then he would get lumped in that same boat. Man, why he ain't try to help Miami out? Well, he did, and it was not received well. So I just say all that to say, sometimes when we make those generalities, we have to make sure that I'm cool with the generality, but at the same time, we got to also say, hey, here's the other side of that coin. You get what I'm saying?
It was Maurice Claret. It was Maurice Claret, and he shouldn't even be talking, because Sapp asked him, well, why aren't you at Ohio State? ?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of things that go into the politics of continuing to keeping a program thriving and existing and at prominence.
Correct.
You know, you went back in the days when we used to watch those games, all those guys used to be on the sideline, coach. You know that.
I agree.
They didn't have a problem with bringing them guys back and giving them umpteen many tickets.
I agree, bro.
But because of the scandals that was going on, I think they kept those guys away from the program. And now the program is trending back in the right direction. You need to bring those guys back.
I think he has. But he done that with the Legends Camp and all of this stuff.
But he brought certain people back. We seen Ed Reed down there, but he didn't give Ed Reed a job.
He didn't. But here's the thing. Hold on. Let's go back to this flip. Does Ed Reed want to be the DB coach, or do he want to just be the head coach, or at least the coordinator? See, I don't know. I'm only bringing up both sides of the coin. He may have said, "Hey, Ed Reed." Hold on. He may have said, "Hold on." He may have said, "Hey, Reed, listen, brother. I bring you at the safety coach, right?" And Ed Reed may have say, "Man, you tried me, dog. I ain't no dang safety coach. I'm a coordinator at least. I don't know. I'm only assuming. I don't know this to be factual."
Right.
Or he could have said, "No, I don't want to be that. I want to be at least the defensive coordinator." And Cristobal was like, "No, I can't do that." I don't know. I'm only assuming, because we can't say why he didn't give him a job, right? Because I don't know if he did or did not offer him a job. I'm only speaking literally from the outside looking in. But on the flip side to that whole coin is, if Ed Reed wanted to coach, hear me out now, because sometimes you got to look at something without it telling you. There's plenty of open vacancies out there. Plenty of DB coaches everywhere. It's DB spots. Oh, LSU right now does not have a defensive staff. Why is he not a candidate as a DB coach at LSU? Matter of fact, they don't have a safety spot at Colorado. But nobody's talking about him being a DB coach. They keep saying defensive coordinator. So maybe Ed Reed doesn't want to be a position coach. He may only want to be a coordinator. Very similar to Prime. He didn't want to come in as a position coach and go up that ladder. Hell, I'm a gold jacket wearer. So why not? I want to be a head coach. It's all or nothing maybe with those guys. I don't know. I'm only just bringing it up. But go ahead, Mike.
Well, coach, he went live yesterday, and he said, "I don't know why you guys keep bringing my name up. Colorado has not reached out to me."
There it is. Then never see it.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, Coach Prime set a blueprint, and with him being so upset with the historical black colleges facilities and delegation and preparation and structure, he went on a tangent. So right there, that's another cankerworm that people don't want around. Right? Instead of keeping himself humble and work behind the scenes and clean things up, he took to social media. So it exposed his hand. So now you have people that's weary of dealing with him right now. But he was going the historical black college route to show himself approved. He got a head coaching spot potentially.
Right.
But things happened where it took him out of the loop. So he was trying to show that he's credible enough to get that spot that probably Miami overlooked him for. So they said, okay, well, we need you to go get some credibility. But we can tell that he had his hands on the safeties, because look how the safeties played versus him working with them and versus him not working with them. We got us an All-American.
But does he
was
play?
there.
Yeah, but he was there. But I listen, I don't know, man. It's so much speculation.
He
out
was
there,
on
Mike.
coach. I be watching stuff. I seen him on videos coaching hands-on these guys, coach.
I got you. I'm with you.
All right.
Now, was
I'm
he on the
another
hold
thing
on?
I wanna
Answer
do-
this for me. Was he on the staff last year? This
He
season
was-
just
he was-
passed?
He was not last year, but the year before last.
I know, but I'm talking about this season,
was
the 23 season. He was not a
No,
part of
remember
UM
he
staff.
remember he went to BC last year?
I know, but when he got, I guess, released from that job, he never went back to Miami. That's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
No, he
that's
didn't.
what
No,
I was.
He went in harder. He went in harder because he felt bad. You got the man crying on national TV, on national internet, man. You know he was mad and fat.
Mm-hmm.
You know he felt like he had dropped the ball a little bit. But coach, I wanna share one more thing with you, and I know you're probably ready to go.
Yeah.
But okay, we go to the 2021-22 season, all right, and we go total offense. Remember I told you we had 5,000 yards in total offense. The year Manny left and Cristobal came in, we only put up 4,405 yards, but our opponents put up 4,518 yards.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We had a total of 827 plays. They had a total of 761 plays.
And what year is this?
What
year is this?
This is Cristobal first year. 2022.
Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. We only scored 33 touchdowns. They scored 40 touchdowns, coach.
Hold on. As an entire offense, we only scored 33 touchdowns?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good, coach.
No. You got quarterbacks alone. Have thrown more touchdowns than that.
I'm telling you, man, we needed to get Tyler Van Dyke out of there. We don't want to give Rhett Lashley no credit, but Rhett Lashley's doing a great job. Look what he did over at SMU.
Mm-hmm. Year 2, huh?
That was a great coordinator.
Year 2, huh?
That was
okay.
great.
I'm saying year 2.
That was a great, and guess what, coach? He's coming into the ACC, and we got to see him.
Year 2, huh? Okay, I just let people know.
Hey, and we got to see Manny too. We just see.
All right, let me ask you this in conclusion.
We just see what Shiano did to us.
I know. Let me ask you this in conclusion. Chat also. I said I was getting ahead 3 hours at 3:30 already, but I had to give Mike his time. He was so patient. Mike Lowry, you know we bad boys for life.
Sir.
Ain't nothing gonna break us up, dog. Unless Gabrielle Union show up, I got to holler at you later. But other than that, bro, I'm gonna be positive in this statement. I don't know another way to ask it, but just ask it. Bro, what the F happens if we lose to Duke next year, dog? What will what happens? I don't know what else.
And the way they played in the bowl game, man, them guys is buying into that culture. You should have heard what that assistant coach said when he got up on the podium, man. When he quoted something, the whole team quoted it back to him. Them the type of teams I love, like the Mike Loxley at Maryland. When he started singing that fight song, the whole locker room sung the fight song, coach.
That ain't answer. I hear you. But answer my question. If we lose to Duke next year, what you gonna do, though?
Man, we getting
what you gonna do?
Manny,
what Mike Lowry gonna do?
Manny back. We want Manny back. I'm taking the bag out of my head, fire Cristobal, bring coach in as the defensive coordinator. Bring coach in as the defensive coordinator, bring Manny back, and bring keep Dawson. We can do dual defensive coordinator because I like Lance Guidry. I like him. I like the way he blitzed those A and B gaps, but I don't like how he dropped those defensive ends out. But overall, I like the 2-shell high. Sometimes he runs, and I just know we need another Miami, South Florida guy involved with this team because we cannot continue to lose our 5 stars and 4 stars that's going and putting up numbers at these other colleges around the United States.
Bruh.
We need to keep these guys home, and we need to go back to the plan zero where we started out as dominant as we was from the late 80s.
Man, you doing all that talking. Yeah, you doing all that roundabout. Real quick, CW $2. Miami's fluffer will faint at Big Groove. No, I want to listen. I hear all that you talking. I want to go back to just what I said, Mike. If we lose,
I ain't never giving up on my team.
I ain't gonna never give up. I'm asking you what you gonna do.
We gonna call for what we did with all them other coaches, Al Golden and whoever else we got out of there.
The plane, fly the plane. No, listen. You know where I'm going. I'm going straight
Coach,
to the.
You know what we gonna do?
Hey.
We gonna get on that chat line.
I'm in there like that. I'm in there like that. Bro,
he gotta go, man. Pay him his buyout. Pay him his buyout like we did with old Texas A&M coach. You know who his name is.
Bro, can I tell y'all
Get
this?
him out of there.
Can I tell y'all this? I think I'm gonna be the most hated man in Miami history for the simple fact I don't want to hear none of this bull crap. First year. Ugh. Guess what? First year coach. Ew. Well, guess what? We didn't beat Duke with their first year coach. With Elko, Mike Elko. Within Manny's hear me out, and I want y'all to hear me clear. 3 years, Mike Elko, first year, we lose to Duke. We don't play him the second year. Manny Diaz comes in and takes over, and we lose to him. I don't care if it's by a last second field goal. I don't give a dang how it is. I don't care if we lose by a quarter of a point. I better not ever hear, well, the culture is bad. Well, guess what? Them Duke players I had 3 coaches in 4 years. They had I want you. The culture's bad. You can take the culture and shove it. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. You had what's my man that was the quarterback coach for Peyton Manning? With the hat on. Come on, chat, talk to me. What's the coach that was there for a long time, man? Coach at Tennessee. Oh man, I'm old.
I know his name.
I'm looking at his face right now.
Not Hypo.
No, not Hypo.
What, dude?
Come on, man. Y'all the chat. Cutcliffe, David Cutcliffe. Thank you. Thank you, Studio One. David Cutcliffe. So you had Cutcliffe. You had Mike Elko. Hear me out. We're talking about in 4 years now. Cutcliffe was the year before, right? Was there. No, hold on. Yeah, Cutcliffe was there. The last year Manny was there. They brought in Elko the same time. So we're talking about these kids. How many coaches they would have? They would have 3 coaches over that 4-year span. Cutcliffe, Elko, right, was there for 2 years, and then Manny Diaz would have been there for 4 years. Now, if that ain't a culture shift, you go from old school Cutcliffe, new school Elko, to non-speaking Spanish Manny Diaz. Huh? Now, you tell me about that culture. Now, and y'all gonna tell me a first-year dude gonna come in here, and man, boy, I'm gonna be the most hated Miami dude, at least for them 7 days, because these fans finna get it. Now, damn person better call in. Well, it's only the first year. The culture, man, these guys. I've been out here. None of that foolishness.
None of that. Hey, coach, the way it's looking, boy, that's gonna be a good ass game, coach. I ain't gonna lie. They done got that boy from Texas too, and he's a dual threat, and he's
Malik Murphy. I just don't want to hear that. Yep. Those are Manny's players. That's why we're not good. I've been not hear none of it. None of it. None of it.
No, he in year 3 now, coach. That shouldn't even be nothing on their tongue this time.
No, but I'm saying the reason we lost. What I mean is the first year, our 5-7 record was. Those are Manny's guys. So now Manny, the head coach, and it's gonna be his first year. What are you gonna say? The Mike Elko's guys? Come on, y'all better not make no excuse.
Hey, but coach, I'm gonna tell you something. I know you probably ready to go, but that damn Duke defense with him at the helm, they way better than the Penn State defense.
Yeah, all I'm gonna tell you is Andy brought back Jonathan Packey as defensive coordinator from Texas State. Ugh.
And he went and got somebody from the HBCU.
Oh, he went and got Willie Simmons from FAM. I bet not hear nothing about boy. I was always gonna be to you, but boy, somebody gonna pay. Mike Lowry, I appreciate you, dog. Love you, man. I got to run. I got to get off here, man. It's already 11:45. I got to run, man.
And one more thing before you go, man. I am so happy for Jacurri Brown that he played so decent that they didn't offer none of those quarterbacks in the portal. And I think Coach Cristobal is going to go out and get him one of those Miami freshman quarterbacks that's coming out this year, because you got a bunch of good ones right now.
No, I feel you. I don't want to say this. No, I'm just saying. Real quick, Faith Family Football. I disagree, Coach A. What you inherit plays a big role in how things turn out, especially in year 1. Now, Faith Family Football, you've been riding with your boy for a long time. I'm gonna let that roll. But on that Duke week, I bet, boy, please don't chat me with that right there.
Coach, one more thing. Man.
Don't nobody chat me with none of that right there next year, week, whatever we play them. Because y'all gonna be
Coach,
unsubscribing.
I want you to reach out to Manny and see if he got an analyst job available for you or something. Please, Coach. Please.
Manny
please,
asked, hey.
Please reach out to Highsmith. Please reach out to Highsmith. Please.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Come on, man.
I'm good. I want to be here with you
guys.
You
can be like Sap. You can only just go in for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a big problem right there. Nobody goes into football just for a little bit. Man, even the secretary be there. She be there all night. So I'm not gonna get into that.
I'm just rapping, Coach. I'm just throwing something out there.
I love it, man. I got to run, man. Appreciate you, Mike.
All right, baby.
Good combo, man. All right, man. I had to let Mike ride out. He was super patient with me tonight. But anyway, 200 some people have been rolling with us on the constant. I'm not sure why I was lagging. I apologize. Maybe I got to reboot. I don't know. It's always something. Maybe it's time for Coach to get a new computer. I've been riding this thing out since I started, man. So maybe it's time to get a new one. Who knows? But anyway, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. The WREs are coming out. Like I said, we're just doing some flips. Y'all make sure y'all go check them out. No, all of them are not Miami. I understand, man. Remember, Coach trying to make this thing a business. If you like football, check it out. Remember, this is Coach Hayes Football, and we do Miami on the channel. But remember, it's not just a Miami show. So I just want people to understand that. We talk about all type of things, have a good time. I'm actually headed to Georgia tomorrow. Got to go get Bambi, man. Let's see if I catch that one. So when I walk in the house, when I walk in the house, you know what I mean? I throw my hat on there. I got a Bambi sitting over there right now. I got to put him on the wall. So I'm going to redecorate this thing too. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something different. But anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button on the road to 40,000. And with all that being said, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Peace. Somebody pass me my cane juice. Talking about Manny Diaz going to beat us first year. Man, I slap Manny Diaz if he beat us our first year. Matter of fact, Manny Diaz, this for you, man. But, man, you know what, Manny Diaz? Man, you.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Get that crap out of here. Go Canes.